Morning, boys. Perfect. I think smaller things to finish off for today, and then we are done with the demo sessions. First things which we are going to discuss is the continuation from yesterday's class. We were discussing on unexplained income. We were discussing on unexplained income. I gave you a simple understanding on unexplained income. If you want to read this chapter, you can probably skip the whole chapter, and you just have to learn a couple of things. First things which this topic comes and says is you need to have a topic which is unexplained. Yes, which means the first person who's going to ask you questions is assessing officer. Yes, and so to read the line is very simple. If you get any question in exam, 4 lines you have to copy paste. The lines will come and say where the assessing officer asks for the source of dash and the explanation of the source is not offered, or the explanation offered is not satisfactory, the source will become unexplained income, taxable at the newer rate of 30% with a surcharge of 25% with a cess of. That's what. Yes, that is all you have to write. Any question you get in exam, these are the standard 4 lines. Will always get you the marks. You don't need to write anything else. Yes, but a couple more things that we have to discuss. So let's talk about that. First, we have already spoken about it, people, yesterday's class. The first thing we spoke about is called unexplained credits. Yes, the line itself comes and says where any sum is found credited in the books of the assessee, meaning there are some requirements you have to follow. There should be some matlab money. Sum matlab money, and it should be credited in the books of the assessee. Matlab the person has offered it in his books, but not for tax purposes. Tax purposes he didn't offer, but books is having the data. Books is having the data, in which case I will ask you for the explanation of the money. If you explain it to me, amazing. You don't explain it to me, I will treat it as unexplained income. Any doubts on this part? Are we clear? Yes, this brought up a case law for exams. Let's think about it. Situation was very simple. People, imagine I am a partnership firm. I am a partnership firm. I am a partnership firm. My partners will give me what is called as capital. My partners will give me what is called as capital. Situation happened like this. There was a partnership firm which had received capital from its partners. The problem was the partner was a silent partner, and therefore we did not even know who the partner is. Someone came, gave money and went away. Yes or no? At this stage, income tax department went to the firm and said, boss, explain source. Explain source. He said, sir, source is very simple. I have a partner gave money. Income tax department was like, where is the partner? Show me the partner. Tell me who is the partner. Give me the details of the partner. He said, that and all I cannot give. This is partner's money. You go and ask him itself. You go and ask him itself. Income tax department went search for the partner, did not find him itself. At one stage, they got fed up. They were like, boss, I think there is no partner itself. You're simply bluffing about it. You're simply bluffing about it. I don't trust you. I will treat this income as unexplained income. I will treat this income as unexplained income. Firm went, filed a complaint. They went to the court and they came and said, sir, see, money is in my books, no doubts. But it is not my money. It is partner's money. You want to tax? Go find him. Go find him. It cannot be taxable in my name. It can only be taxable in the name of partner. Yes, this is what the case went to court. Tell me who is correct. Is the assessing officer right in taxing it, or is the partner to be taxable on this? Officer is correct. Why? Amount is credited in the books, but it is not his money, no. How is that a valid reason? The firm refused to give the money. Fair enough. Okay. The details only, obviously. Money is there in the books only, no doubts. Who's correct? Who's correct? Who's correct? Who's correct? Who's correct? Court said the firm is correct. Court said the firm is correct. It is not taxable in the name of the firm because at the end of the day, the money is of partner. It's an unexplained income of the partner. People, as the firm, what did you get? You got income, you got capital, which means your job is to return it back. Today, it is never your income in your books. You're never going to use it as a expense or an income. You're only going to use it as a capital. Matlab money is ideally of the partner, should be taxable for the partner. You go find the partner, you tax him. That is what the contention came to. Yes, at that stage, Nirmala ma'am got fed up. Nirmala ma'am was like, see, if this kind of model starts working, then everyone will come and say there is a silent partner. No one will be taxable. At which stage Nirmala ma'am brought a amendment. Nirmala ma'am brought an amendment. Amendment comes and says, even for a firm, if the firm does not explain the source of the partner, I will tax firm itself. I will tax the firm itself. You forget the partner, firm will be taxable. But people, this seems unfair. This seems unfair. In that case, they came and said, if the firm wants, they can collect the money back from partner. Matlab, I have shifted the responsibility to the firm. You go find the partner, you ask him to pay tax, but you are my intermediary agent. Who will pay tax? Firm will pay tax. That's what the logic is. Yes, at some point of time, this scope got expanded. They said now this issue is not just for a firm, it's also for a company. It's also for a company. But then brings a huge problem. People, I'm a listed company. Do I know my shareholders? Do I know my shareholders? No. Apo, can I go and find out what are their source of monies? No. Income tax said, boss, if it is a company, I will tax you on the same logic. Only if it is a private company. Only if it is a private company, because in a private company, you can know your shareholders. In which case, I can ask you to justify their money also. But I cannot ask you to justify it for a listed company. Yes or no? Yes, that is what the logic says. Read, it says, where the sum credited is either a loan or a borrowing offered shall be deemed to be unsatisfactory. I will treat this number as unexplained. If the person in whose name the credit is made is offering explanation, I can treat it as unsatisfactory if the person giving the loan is also not able to explain the source, or such explanation is found to be satisfactory in the opinion of the AO. Yes, in which case I am coming and clarifying, I want the explanation to be offered. If firm does not offer, the person has to offer. If person does not offer, I will treat it as income for the firm itself. I'll treat it as income for the firm itself. Yes or no? Same logic. It says, where a closely held company, what company? Closely held company, something we'll discuss later. Private company. A private company obtaining credit in the form of share application money. I have received money from my shareholders. I have received money from the shareholders. Explanation offered shall be deemed to become unsatisfactory unless it will become unsatisfactory unless the resident person in whose credit the money is recorded also offers explanation. Matlab, now shareholder will have to come and explain his source. If he does not explain the source, I will tax the company. I will tax the company, and that's what the logic came back to you. Yes or no? Yes. Here came an exception alone. Exception says, if the money is credited in the name of a venture capital fund. Kya? Huh? What is venture capital fund? Anyone? Very good. Venture capital funds are basically foreign players. People who come from foreign countries and put huge investments into India as a startup model. Yes, we call them FIIs. Foreign institutional investors, FPIs, foreign portfolio investors. VCF is called venture capital funds. These are all people from outside India who come and put huge money into India. People tell me, this person is from outside India. Can India go and ask his source? He cannot ask his source. So they said the provision is not applicable for a venture capital fund or a venture capital company which is registered with SEBI. SEBI, whatever you call it. If you're registered with him, then you're legally in India because Modi Sarkar wanted you to come. At that stage, I cannot start asking you questions because again, it's your money from outside India. I cannot object. I cannot object. Simple enough. Yes. Not important from exam perspective, just giving it out to you. Clear? Yes. Item number 2 says unexplained investments. It says where the assessee has made investments which are not recorded in the books of accounts. Basically black money. All those buildings and all which you have, which is not registered anywhere. Hawala transactions, all those things gets covered here. And the amount recorded is lower than the actual value. Either you have not recorded it itself or you have recorded at a lower price. Imagine it shows 4 crores but you're only recording 10 lakhs. That's what real estate works with. The whole real estate works with 60-40 only, no people. 60 is cash, 60 is cash and 40 is white money. Yes, if I find an investment like this where the recording value should have been 10 crores, you have only recorded 4 crores. I will ask you reason for 6 crores. I'll ask you reason for 6 crores. You do not explain me the reason. I will tax 10 4 6. 10 4 6. 6 obviously. People, 4 is there in the books. No. Appa 4 is a legal asset. 4 you have shown the proof also. The problem is with the 6, and that is what I will treat as unexplained. income. That is what is given. You either don't explain the source or you explain the source and I am not satisfied. I am not satisfied. Then the unrecorded investment will be treated as income for the assessee. Notice it says the meaning 10 na 6 ah. 6 is the answer. 6 is the answer. Any doubts on this? You notice something in green? What has happened? It's an amendment. It's an amendment. Now the word uses shall. Before this, people, in your inter-syllabus, you might have noticed this word was called may. Now it has become shall. Does someone know the English difference? May is an option. Shall is a mandate. Shall is a mandate. Tell me, people, what is looking better, may or shall? You know. Shall looks better. Shall looks better. It should have been may only. Think about it logically. What is happening? What is happening? You have gone to the assessing officer and tried to explain the source. People, if he is satisfied, will he tax? If he is not satisfied, he will tax. Apo choice is with assessing officer. Apo he may tax. He may tax. He may tax deciding on whether it is satisfactory or not. He shall matlab kya? You are forcing him to tax it right now. People, if the explanation is valid, why would you want him to tax? Correct, not correct? Apo the answer is discretionary or mandatory? It's discretionary. Answer should have been may only. Correct, not correct? Yes, when income tax 25 was being passed, they actually brought it as shall. And then the whole review committee and all sat. In that review committee, they went and said, no, sir, shall looks wrong. We should use may only. We should use may only. A lot of review committee discussions happened. Finally, they came back and they said, you know what, we will not change it. We will call it shall only, because somehow we are able to justify it. Hey, shall is preceding from the top line. What does the top line say? When he is not satisfied. Apo, he shall tax only when he is not satisfied. When he is satisfied, he already closed himself on the second line. Does he have to come down? Does he have to come down? So technically they were like, boss, if you read both of them in harmony, it looks like I can only tax when it is not satisfactory. Apo, whether you use the word may or you use the word shall, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. When it did not matter, why did you change then? Income tax 25. Important. Something you have to change, no? Yes, every English law they have changed. Shall, everyone will come shall. At the end of the day, the logic has never modified itself. It's just a small change in the word. But yes, the point what I'm trying to make is you need to understand the difference between the word may and shall. May matlab discretionary and shall matlab mandatory. Can you think and tell me some examples in income tax? People, penalty is may. Penalty does not apply to everyone. Penalty is done based on your mindset. If you have a culpable mindset, I will levy penalty. Apo choice is with the assessing officer. It is may. Interest is very good because interest is mandatory. You cannot come and say, no, you're a genuine person, I will not levy interest. Interest has to be paid. It's a mandatory in law. Even if you're a genuine person, you have to pay interest. Apo that's the shall. This one is very good. Any doubts on this part? Yes. Similarly, people, when you go to PGBP, you will see that when a word is disallowance, hey, what will happen in disallowance? Income will increase. When income is increasing, tax department will get more tax. There they will use the word. Very good. There they'll use the word shall. But in the same PGBP, if you are going to get a benefit, like for example, I say scientific research, 100% allowed as reduction. Income will come down. If income comes down, tax will. There they will say, man, ona paniko. If you want to do it, otherwise no problem. Claim depreciation. I am fine with it. Yes, which means income tax is devised in a model where if they are benefiting, it is shall. If they are not benefiting, it is very good. That's the answer. Any doubts on this part? Yes. Political issues, people. Nothing else. Clear enough to go? Yes. We move on forward. We see unexplained asset. We see unexplained asset. Look at the items. It says money, cash. Next is bullions. What is bullions? Gold bars. Very good. You might have seen it in movies and all, people. Mission Impossible and all. You'll go to a bank, open the locker, one big trapezium shaped gold bar will be there. That is called a bullion. Yes, it need not necessarily be gold. It can be silver also. Any bars which you have is called bullions. Next we have jewelry. We have an amendment in the current year which is crypto. I told you, people, right now income tax is very dicey on it. Income tax is like right now I feel VDA is illegal. It may become legal in the future. When it happens, I will delete this off. But until that happens, it is a illegal item, because right now you and I both know, because crypto is illegal, no one is trading in India. They're all trading outside India. You think they're offering that to tax? You think they're offering that to tax? No. Therefore, this amendment now comes and says, Inimala, if I find VDS in your hand and you have not offered it to tax at the rate of, very good, at the rate of 30%, I will treat it as unexplained investment. Yes. So if I have any kind of unexplained investment or asset with other valuable articles, example, artifacts, matlab antiques, very good, paintings, very good. Next, watches is not an antique, no. Old cars, no. Anything else? You might have learned this in capital asset definition of capital gains. There are some assets which are treated high value in India. Very good. Sculptures is a very valid answer. Next, shares is fine. That's okay. That's an investment at the end of the day. One more. People, you told me painting. Something similar is very good. Drawings. Drawings is also a very valuable asset. Yes, because in India everything is abstract. You draw someone's face and you get crores for it. Yes, that is what the drawings is. Income taxes, all those valuable articles are now covered here. And if you're covering those items, either it should be owned by you, or now they have an amendment word which is called, this is a very significant amendment. Can you tell me the small difference between this important word? Read the line. It says, to either, which is either found to be owned by the assessee or belonging to the assessee. No. No. Beneficiary? No. Very good. Physical possession is the valid answer. People, think about it logically. Imagine what has happened is, there is a raid at your house. There is a raid at your house. They suddenly opened the trunk. They found jewelry there. And they were like, boss, this jewelry is there in your house. Matlab, this is unexplained asset. I want to tax. You were like, no, sir. I never see this jewelry in my life only. This is the first time I'm noticing. I don't know how you got to know. I never knew about it itself. You gave this contention to him. You think he can tax you? You think he can tax you? No. Why? Because they use the word owned. Earlier, income tax was using the word owned. Matlab, first of all, if an assessing officer wanted to tax you, he had to prove that this is your owned asset. That time it was only confirmed that I am in the possession of the asset. Matlab, income tax was not able to tax you itself. At which stage now the amendment comes and says, boss, it need not be owned by you. It is enough if it is belonging to you. Belonging matlab it is there in your possession. If it is there in your possession, I will come and say, beta, tax. I will tax you. No other options otherwise. Yes, because otherwise I will lose cash on this. Correct? So it's a very small amendment, but it now clarifies ownership is not mandatory. We are okay with possessions also. Are we clear? Yes, that is what it says. And the same is either not recorded in books or the amount recorded is lower. Same thing we discussed. At this stage, I will ask you for explanation. If you give me, great. If you don't give me, or if you give me and I am not satisfied, I will treat it as unexplained asset. I'll treat it as unexplained asset. Simple, straightforward things, people already discussed of. Yes, that moves me to unexplained expenditure. Here is where the interesting part comes. Unexplained expenditure is a case where income tax says, beta, you might have spent money somewhere. I am not bothered about your spending. I want to know, where did you get the money to spend? Where did you get the money to spend? At which stage I will come and ask you, explain me where you got the money to spend. If you don't explain me, I am not bothered about the expenditure. I am bothered about the original source. That I will tax as unexplained income. That I will tax as unexplained income. Now here is my question. Question is very simple. People, imagine a case where what has happened is, I have got my daughter married, spent 5 crores. Spent 5 crores. Assessing officer came to me, came and said, my dear child, you have got your daughter married, spent 5 crores. Explain source. Explain source. I did not have explanation itself. What will he do? He'll tax that 5 crores. He'll tax that 5 crores. I'm like, sir, okay, no problem. You tax. I'm fine with it. But you can only tax when I have the money. I to already spent it off. Upon net profit in my hand is 0. What will you tax? 39% of 0. You'll tax the full 5 CR. Why? Very good. That's the very valid answer. We discussed about it, people. I told you section 195 clarifies when you have any unexplained incomes, you are not allowed any expenditure as deduction. At which stage income tax will say, my dear child, what you did not explain is taxable. What you spent is ignored. What you spent is ignored, which means I will tax the full 5 crores. I will tax the full 5 crores. Any doubts on this part? Are we sure? Yes. People, I want you to look at the same example. Imagine what has happened is Rahul has a P&L. Left side is expense income. Left side is expense. On the left side, Rahul has recorded rent paid for a building 4 crores. Rent paid for a building 4 crores. It is there in my P&L. Now, at this stage, assessing officer comes to me and comes and says, Beta, explain me where you got 4 crores to spend. I did not explain. What will officer do? He will first tax the 4 crores. So, matlab, separately he'll come to me, he'll come and say, Beta, unexplained expenditure is 4 crores. Please pay tax. Please pay tax. There is one other problem. This 4 crores is sitting in my P&L. Should it sit in my P&L? Why? 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 Because I should not claim it as an expense. Have I claimed it as an expense? Income tax will say, Beta, you claimed it as an expense. You should not claim it. Earlier you did. Minus. Now I want plus. Matlab disallow. Correct? Not correct. Which means technically I will now add another disallowance, which is 4 crores. Which is 4 crores. Correct? Not correct. Upon net effect is 8 ka plus. Net effect is 8 ka plus. This step you understood. I'm assuming you understood. Question is very simple. Give me the tax rates. 39%. Very good. This is 30 plus 25 plus 4. Next wale ka. What is the tax rate for the next one? HPA. This is rent paid, not received. Tax rate, people. Slab. Why? Very good. People, it was an expense claimed in P&L. Matlab, you earlier claimed expense in slab model. Upon now, when you're disallowing, also you'll disallow in slab model only. Technically, when you disallowed, what happened? Net profit went up. What tax did you pay? PGBP tax you paid, and that was taxed at, which means this will get taxed at slab model. I want you to understand this step carefully. While yes, technically this 4 crores is not taxable at slab. It's just that this 4 crores got added to your net profit. When it got added to your net profit got taxed at slab. But the point what I'm trying to make is, does not mean that you have to tax both at 39. What is being taxed at 39? Only the unexplained part of it. Are we clear? Any doubts on this? Sure on this? Yes, be smart and careful about this. That is what is given in this green box, people. The green box says at some point of time you need to be careful. You cannot claim any expenses as deduction. You cannot claim any expenses as deduction. If it is not claimed in the P&L, no problem. Ignore it as it is. But if it is there in the P&L, first disallow. First disallow and then stop claiming this as a deduction. That is what the logic is. Any doubts on the logic? Are we sure? Yes, perfect. That brings me to the last one. The last one says amounts borrowed or repaid through a negotiable instrument or a hundi. I asked you to remember and come back. What is a hundi? It's a promissory note or a basically negotiable instrument. Why does it say no negotiable instrument slash hundi then? It doesn't say or, no, it says comma. If it's the same as promissory note, I would have put a slash or an or. Put a comma. Doesn't look the same to me. Anyone else? What does the research say? People, if you don't conclude, I will say this is Tirupati Hundi only then. Let's conclude at Tirupati Hundi. Which means from tomorrow, when you put money in Tirupati Balaji's fund, Tirupati Balaji has to pay 39%. Because he cannot justify your source, no? Yes, agree कर ले? नहीं agree करना? नहीं agree करना? I agree karna. People, this is something which is from a very long age generation. Let me explain this carefully. I hope you will understand this part. How many of you have seen this movie called Shivaji the Boss? Everyone has seen this movie? Yes, I'll explain a scene of that movie, see if you're able to relate to it. There was a scene where basically what happens is Shivaji Balaji has Shivaji Maharaj. Shivaji, yes, let's assume Shivaji. Shivaji has gone to the politicians and all, give them a phone call. He's sitting in a car giving them a phone call. The phone call says, boss, I found you have black money here, 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 that place, this place, this place. 50 mera, 50 tera. Nahi to everything income tax department ka. You remember that scene? Yes, at that stage, what will happen? The politicians will agree. Shivaji will have this gunny bags and all, go to a factory, put all that money there. Hello. Yes or no? Yes, at that stage, what will happen? He has all this money. He's then sitting back in his car and the co-actor will come and ask, now what, Shivaji? He'll be like, let's go London. Yes, he will immediately drop in London, and London he will go to a person. To that person, he'll go and show 1,000 rupees ka note. He show the 1,000 rupees ka note. The 1,000 rupees ka note will have a serial number. The moment he sees that serial number, he will open a car ka trunk and so much dollars will be there, pounds, dollars and all will be there. Do you remember that scene? Tell me people, what is the worth of that 1,000 rupees that he's getting so much dollars in his hand? Or 1,000 rupees Indian currency kurta, they'll give you 1 crore rupees of dollars, is it? What technically happened? Why did that person get why did the person get so many dollars? He gave all the Indian rupees he had in the factory. So, matlab, technically, if you think about it, what really happened? From the factory of India, the money would have gone to some other person. And then outside India, that money would have come back in the form of dollars to me. And this whole transaction happened by showing this 1,000 rupees ka note. Now tell me, is the 1,000 rupees ka note today worth 1,000 rupees or is it worth crores? It is worth crores. Yes or no? Which means technically this 1,000 rupees has become an instrument which if you give to someone, he will return. He will return 1 crore dollars. He will return 1 crore dollars. This 1,000 rupees note is called hundi. This 1,000 rupees note is called a hundi. The validity did not come from the 1,000 rupees note. The validity came from the serial number on the 1,000 rupees note. Yes, that serial number became a reason why I got 1 crore rupees as hundi. Notice one thing carefully. In India, what would have happened? He would have given 1 crore in Indian currency, which means amount got borrowed. Amount got borrowed. In US, he gave this 1,000 rupees ka note. Amount got repaid. Amount borrowed or repaid through a hundi. This document became a reason someone collected money, someone gave it back to me. Yes or no? Yes or no? Think and tell me very carefully. Who collected the money in India? India. People, Shivaji had that money in India. He had to give it to someone to collect in US. No. Who is that guy? What do we call it? Agent. Huh? We call it Hawala. We call it Hawala. You might have heard this word called Hawala transactions, people. Hawala transaction means nothing. It means that you will have multiple people sitting in multiple countries. You will go to that person and give him your local currency. He will contact his friend in another country and that person will end up giving you dollars back. This whole circle is called Hawala and this whole circle works on a document called hundi. It works on a document called hundi. That is what hundi is all about. I hope you understand this part. Yes. Now, basically, people in India, until that Negotiable Instruments Act is there, 1880, 81 or 82? It's 1882. Negotiable Instruments Act 1882. Basically, that time, hundi was a valid document in India. And at a certain stage, people started realizing this document is becoming the reason for Hawala transactions, basically promoting terrorism. Why? Because people, imagine if you want to gun down India, will you carry guns in a flight? Will you carry guns in a flight? What will happen? What will happen? You will send money to a person in that country and that country will arrange guns in India for you. Yes or no? Yes, that is all done through Hawala transaction. Now in India, when you wanted guns, what will you do? You'll have to show him a document. The document will come and say, sir, this is the document which proves that I paid money in that country to you. Give me guns here. Hey, hello. Yes or no? That stage pe, India decided hundi has become a very risky document. And therefore in India, Negotiable Instruments Act confirmed saying hundi is no more a valid instrument. It's no more a valid instrument. India lende hundi was treated as a illegal document. The moment Negotiable Instrument Act confirmed it to be an illegal document, even income tax said, ini mala hundi la transact panna, unexplained income, and that's where hundi came into picture. Are we clear on this part? Yes. Now, until last year, if you have read 1961, there was only this word called hundi. Income tax 25 now introduces the word negotiable instruments as well, because technically hundi is nothing but negotiable instrument only, or at least it was a negotiable instrument. Yes. So today they came and said, boss, this will also cover other negotiable instruments. As a simple example, you might have learned this in accounts. There is something called accommodation bills. Have you heard about it? Have you heard about it? Never heard about accommodation bills? People, you might have heard about a transaction in foundation where what will happen is, imagine if me and Rashmita want money. I don't do any transaction with her. I will simply create a false bills receivable. And then I'll go to the bank. I'll go to a bank, they get discounted. Bank will immediately pay me money. People, at this stage, imagine Rahul made a bills receivable on Rashmita, went to bank, got money, then both of us ran away. Department will get screwed. Bank is losing money right now. Yes or no? These bills were called accommodation bills. Hey, technically, never any transaction happened between me and Rashmita. We just went to the bank and collected money. Yes or no? Yes, becomes a huge risk area. Therefore, income tax said, from now we will also introduce negotiable instruments to say that if you do transactions in negotiable instruments, summa do fraud bills and then go and get it discounted, you are getting questioned. You are getting questioned. There is only one effect to this. It says all this will only become taxable when it is other than by account pay check. Matlab bank should not be involved. Bank should not be involved. If a bank is getting involved, then it is not a problem, people. Then they can take care of it themselves, because then RBI will have a regulation on it. But imagine if Rahul and Rashmita create an accommodation bill. I go to Krishna Priya and say, Krishna, you know what? I am supposed to get 1 crore from Rashmita. I will do one thing. I'll give this bill to you. You give me 1 crore. Krishna Priya gives me 1 crore, then me and Rashmita both run away. People who lose money. KP got lost. Yes or no? At this stage, income tax said, no. If tomorrow Rahul is caught with that 1 crore, I will say Rahul negotiated in a negotiable instruments. Did he get the money through account pay check? Rahul will be treated as unexplained income, taxable at 39%. You understand the flow? You understand the flow? That's the amendment of the current year, people. Any doubts on the amendments? Yes. Which means now this document covers two things. One, hundi classically, because that is always taxable. And second is any negotiable instruments if it is done through other than account pay check. Example. What is other than account pay check? Cash. Next. People, types of checks. CA Foundation. Cross check. Very good. One more. Bearer check. One more. DD is not a check. There is only 4 types of check. One is blank check, cross check, bearer check, account pay check. Yes. Now we will anyway need it for PGBP, so I am explaining this to you. People, imagine this is a check. Imagine this is a check. Make the 4 types of check. What is a blank check? This is the blank check, no? People, how does a check look like? I will start with pay, amount. Here there will be a box. Here will be date. Next, they will ask you to sign here. One more. There will be a check number. Yes, tell me, does this look like a blank check? Why? This is a mere paper. No one can do anything with it. The moment Rahul signs up here, this now becomes a blank check. I can go to any person and I can say, boss, this is signed. You go withdraw whatever money you want. People, safe investment, risky investment. Because the person can literally go to a bank and withdraw 10 crores from it. Even if Rahul does not have 10 crores in his account, he will get 10 crores. Because the bank will start OD facility. The bank will let you withdraw the money. If at all you have an OD limit, they will let you withdraw till OD limit also. Which means if that guy knows that Rahul has a 10 crores OD limit, he can withdraw the whole thing and get it away. Person screwed is. Rahul, will income tax be okay with this check? No. Next. Next. Step number 2 is writing a name. Step number 2 is writing a name. Let's say I write a name called Jitu. The moment I write a name called Jitu and I say here 3 crores. Yeah, we don't deal small numbers, people. Yes, I wrote Jitu and I wrote it as 3 crores. This now becomes a bearer check. This now becomes a bearer check, which means I am now saying Jitu has to receive 3 crores. Problem is very simple. Does the bank know who's Jitu? Tomorrow Mitansh goes to the bank and comes and says, sir, I am Jitu, give me 3 crores. Bank will give it off. Bank will literally give it off. Bank will say, boss, you have the check in your hand. You are the bearer of the check. Here, 3 crores for your hand. No proof, no verification, nothing. Directly given away. Even if Mitansh goes and gives his Aadhaar card there, he can come and say, yes, sir, I am coming on behalf of Jitu. Bank will assume Mitansh is an agent, will give the money off. Bank will not question. People tell me valid, invalid. Valid, invalid. You think income tax department is going to be okay with this? Therefore, invalid mode. Invalid mode. Next. You cross on the top with 2 lines. This is now called a cross check, meaning nope. Cross check is also a risky area. At this stage, if Mitansh goes and tells, sir, I want 3 crores, bank will give 3 crores. The only difference is it will not give it in hand. It will give it in a account. It does not necessarily have to go to Jitu's bank account. Mitansh can very well, because see people, I only wrote Jitu, no. Did I write Jitu's account number? What will happen? Mitansh will turn the check. On the back, he will write his own account number and give it off. Bank will send it to Mitansh's bank account. People, risky. Will income tax agree? What is the safest one? How do you make an account pay check? Write a name. No. Very good. When you write a check and you write double cross, you have to write the word A/C. Only if a check has double cross with A/C is it called an account pay check. Now now the bank will say, my dear person, you bring Mitansh, you bring the world president of India. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You have to give me Jitu's bank account number. Which means tomorrow, if the bank account number shows Mitansh's name, bank will reject the check. Bank will come and say, no, I want the account number which shows the name Jitu on it. Which shows the name Jitu on it. Only then will I credit the money. This is called an account pay check. This is the most safest investment because now income tax department knows Rahul paid the money and money went to Jitu only, no one else. Jitu only, no one else. This is called an account pay check. In the whole income tax, this is the only permitted mode of payment. You cannot make payments through cash. You cannot make payments through bearer check, cross check, blank check, not allowed. If you do it, income tax will say fraud. Straightforward fraud. I will only allow you through account pay check. Are we clear on this part? I'm assuming you now understand CA foundation. Thoda. Yes, this is what the check is. This is more for your academic knowledge also, people, because understand when you see checks from your clients and all, when you see your parents and all making a check, you might have seen your parents coming to you. Beta, you have created a new bank account. Here, checkbook. हर पेज में sign करके दे दो. Your dad would have come and told you, beta, this is the checkbook. On every page, sign and give it to me. I will take care. Now, your dad may have the best of intentions, people. The problem is the checkbook is lying in your house or is probably lying in your father's office. Risky. Why? Some random idiot can go and put his name and get out the money. Will you ever know? Gone only know. Yes or no? Yes. My only request is if your dad comes and tells you, tell your dad, Dad, I understand what you're trying to do, but please, let's not do it. But account pay also will not make a difference, no, because your dad will only put account pay on the top. Name is still not there. He has asked you to sign 50 checks. You think you can put the names right away? You tell your dad, I'm okay to put extra efforts. Tomorrow you come and tell me whom you want to make the payment. I will sign it that day. But until that time, I would not like to sign any check because it becomes risky for you and for me as well. I don't want to prefer that. Yes. Now people, you can tell Rahul, घर पे ही तो checkbook रखा है. What is the big deal? If the checkbook is sitting at home, it really does not matter. हाँ या ना? It does matter, no, people. There are random people coming to your houses. Like, maid. Very good. Next. I heard a name. Relate. First thing relative will do is not come and drink water. They'll come and go to your room and they'll be like, where is the checkbook? This is like that mummy coming and saying when relatives comes, no, beta, clean your room. He'll first come and check there only. It's not going to happen, but okay, whatever. Yes, you should not play these kind of games. It's better to avoid these kind of transactions. At the end of the day, people, your signing is not going to take much time. Your dad can bring it at any day, you can sign. You'll also feel that prestige. Papa mere se sign maang rahe hain. Maybe I must see right away. That prestige is important, no, people. Today itself, if you sign 50 checks, you'll feel like a mechanic job. But every alternate day, he comes and says, beta, ye sign karke do. You'll be like, oh, respect. Yes or no? Yes, you don't do it, people, is my small request. It's a very risky move from your side. Any doubts on this part? Yes, good enough. This is what the checks look like, and income tax says very clearly, beta, do not borrow or repay money through hundis. It will become unexplained incomes and I will tax you fully for it. Yes. Now, I want you to notice one thing very carefully. People, notice section 106. It says, when you borrow money through hundi or repay money through hundi, it is unexplained income. I want you to notice unexplained investments. What does it say? When you have any investments which is not recorded, you need to offer explanation, or the explanation offered is not satisfactory. Do you see a difference? Do you see a certain difference? I see a certain difference. People, if you notice here, officer will ask you for an explanation. Matlab, you have a chance to explain yourself. Do you see an opportunity here? Matlab, income tax is literally come and told, beta, if I find this transaction unexplained only, will I come and give you an opportunity? Zero opportunity given to you. Seems unfair, no, people? I should be able to justify myself. Why am I not being given a justification opportunity? When the hundi itself has been declared an illegal instrument, you have literally done an illegal transaction. What is there to justify? That is why income tax came and said, my dear child, the moment you do hundi itself, I have confirmed you have done an illegal transaction. There is nothing further to justify. It is unexplained income. Yes, matlab here there is no opportunity to save yourself. You have to pay the tax. Unfortunately, that is what the logic is. So read the lines very carefully. There are 5 sections where I will ask explanation. One section I will say tax only. That is a straightforward answer from you. I am not giving you an opportunity at all. That is the justification here. Any doubts on this part? Are we clear? Yes. Let's talk about the amendment of current year. People, the amendment of current year comes and clarifies. When you treat someone as unexplained income, you are now going to be taxing it at the rate of 30% help plus 25% plus 4%. This is the new amended law. Anyone remembers the old law? It was 60. Nope. Same 25 plus 4%. Number here is 39. Number here is, think and tell me, people, is income tax trying to be nice to you? Technically, no. Until last year, you could have taxed at 78%. Now you're only taxing at 39%. Income tax seems to be doing nice things to you, logically speaking. Yes, because people, if I am there, I'll be the smartest person. You know, think about me. Rahul, imagine is his total income. Imagine Rahul's total income is 7 crores. Imagine. It's good to be rich in life. Yes, imagine Rahul's total income is 7 crores. Tell me, what is Rahul's tax rate? 30 on the list plus 37 on the list. After 5 crores, I have to tax at 37 surcharge. 30 plus 37 plus 4, which is 42.744. Matlab, if Rahul legally earns 7 crores, Rahul has to pay 42%. Rahul treated something as black money, income tax is asking 39%. What will Rahul do? Rahul will say, better to keep it illegal only. Hey, okay, correct, no. Correct. Yes, Apo, tell me, people, what is income tax thinking here? What is income tax thinking? Yes, you should actually treat everything as illegal. It's better to be an illegal person and pay 39 than pay legal money of 42. No, something about this seems wrong. Yes, things are changing at a certain stage. Income tax has become more smarter than you think. Logically, people, when the tax rate was 78%, people were shit scared. People were like 78% and all, they're asking me to pay tax. Therefore, people were very scared. No one was ready to come forward to disclose their black money. Yes, why will I disclose my black money to you when it's 78%? Now, when the black money is 39%, you may have a mindset. You'll be like, you know what? I think I'm stuck somewhere. Better Go and inform it off. Let's become an honest citizen of India. My conscience is guilting me off. Yes or no? Yes. What they did not realize is something horribly happened after that. Yes. For those who know people, until last year, when you had an unexplained income of 78%, income tax also used to levy a penalty of 10%. In the past, income tax was levying a penalty of 10% on you. 10% of tax payable. 10% of tax payable. Matlab a person had to pay an additional penalty. How much? 10%. A 10% of 78 is 7.8%. Tell me what is my outflow. Which means in the past, Rahul could have paid 85.8% from his pocket. The remaining comes back to him. Now, the remaining which comes back to him can be treated as legal money because at the end of the day, tax is paid. Yes or no? Today's amendment is the worst. Income tax now comes and says, for every unexplained money that you have, you now have to pay me a penalty of 200%. You now have to pay me a penalty of 200% of the tax payable. Help. 39 ka 200% is 78. Matlab your outflow is now 117%. Your outflow is now 117%. Kamaya 100 rupee. Earned 100 rupees. I'm paying 117 from my pocket. Where am I getting the extra from? Now you have to pay your legal money out. Yes or no? Yes. Think and tell me. Think and tell me. You may come and say, Rahul, hai to penalty na. Penalty is May only. Apo you can justify to the officer saying, sir, May only. No, don't levy penalty. You think that is going to work out? What is he levying penalty on? Unexplained income. Word itself says the money is unexplained. Word itself says you have understood that it is not offered. What is the opportunity to explain here? Matlab, by logic, if you actually think this penalty looks like may, but is actually shall, because this penalty will have to be paid. Why? Because you know it is unexplained income. You know you have not offered it to tax. Where is the opportunity to save yourself? Matlab, by logic, this 78% have to be paid. Matlab, indirectly, income tax never actually reduced money. They're actually asking extra from you. Just that the English has changed. Earlier, tax was more, penalty was less. Now, tax is less, penalty is more. Logic to same hi hai. Yes or no? Yes or no? People, fraud only no. Fraud only no. Absolute fraud only. Yes, at this stage, we went and we questioned income tax department. We were like, sir, 117. No, where will I pay from? Utna to pocket mein hi nahi hai. I don't have that much money in hand. Help. Soda safeguard. Soda safeguard, give me some active measure. Income tax brought a very nice thing to just to help you out. Yes, the paragraph on the bottom says, the assessee can, however, file an application with the assessing officer within 1 month from the end of the month in which the assessing officer order is received. Within 1 month, if you file an application to the assessing officer telling him what? Saying that I want immunity from penalty. I want? Meaning? Do I want to pay? Don't want to pay? I don't want to pay. I went to income tax department. I said, sir, the 200% and all is too much. Can't pay so much. I want immunity. When should I file? What will happen, people? You should give immunity. I filed an application. I've said, sir, I don't want to pay penalty. You should say, okay, but don't pay penalty, go 0. That is what you should do, no? You will not do that. You say, if you want immunity from penalty, do this for me. Pay 120% of the tax payable. Pay. Matlab, don't pay 200%. Pay me 120, I'll be happy. Don't pay me 200, pay me 120, I'll be happy. You pay me 120% of the penalty amount along with applicable interest and do not file an appeal. Matlab, surrender yourself. Surrender yourself and pay me 120%. Hey, my maths is a little weak. People, I had 200 here. This has now become 120. Help. What is 39 ka 120? 46.8. टोटल क्या तो है? People, you literally came back to 1961. You literally came back. You literally came and said within 1 month, if you settle everything, you pay the same as last year. But if you pay something after 1 month, I have to pay 117. Matlab technically between last year and current year, did something reduce? Something only increased. Matlab within 1 month you settle everything, you have to pay same as last year. After 1 month, if you pay something, I will have to ask you to pay extra. I'll have to pay. Hey, what on earth did you actually do? Did you change anything beyond changing the name? Where it was tax and penalty, now it is penalty and tax. That is the English which you have changed. Beyond that, logic remains the correct. No. Yes. Appa, what nice have you done in income tax right now for me? Have you literally come and told me, beta, offer? You came with what intention? You told Rahul, you have so much black money in hand, you offer it from your hand, I will be happy. And now you are coming and saying, even if you offer, you have to pay 78 only. Literally paying the same thing, no? What is the point of offering then? You think I am going to offer right now? What is amendment for then? Is there any validity of the amendment? There is absolutely zero validity on the amendment, but the amendment comes and says, no, we are now being very nice to India. We are trying to tell them to pay lesser taxes in India. We are okay with people coming and being self-voluntary, offering their money. Makes, this is Nirmala ma'am. Yes, at some point of time, income tax stopped making sense. Because income tax was like, you know what, now it is not about you and me making sense. It is about me making sure that my department boys are healthy and happy. They should not be questioned. If Supreme Court comes and questions them, I will change the law. That is the only thing which I will do in India right now. Beyond that, don't come and question me for nice things. I will not give you nicer things. Yes, but that is what the amendment came to you people. Read the amendment, see if you now understand. It says, section 195 of the new income tax says, you want to tax unexplained income, tax at the rate of 30 plus 25 plus 4, taxing at 39%. No expenses will be allowed as deduction. No losses will be claimed as set off. I will not be granted Kaju Katli also. What is Kaju Katli? Cannot claim my basic exemption limit also. If you have paid your taxes properly, I also need to pay additional penalty from my side under section 439. Yes, the penalty says any unexplained income shall be deemed to be misreporting of income with the tax payable of 200% of the tax amount. With the tax payable of 200% of the tax amount, which technically becomes 78. Yes, at that stage, you can file an application to the assessing officer within 1 month from the end of the month asking for immunity. But if you want immunity, you need to pay 120% of the tax payable with the applicable interest within the time limit which the assessing officer confirms to you. And please do not file an appeal. You file an appeal, I will ask you to pay the original number. You file an appeal, I will ask you original number. You don't file appeal, you surrender yourself, you pay 120, I will say matter close at 85.8. Close at 85.8. Is there any doubts on this part? Are we clear? This is what the amendment chapter is, people. Only that much to remember. Yes, if a question comes in exam, it will be a theoretical 4-mark question. A pure theoretical 4-mark question, which will basically come and give you a scenario. The scenario will come and say, Mr. X has entered into so-and-so transaction. Assessing officer has asked you for the source of the transaction, but the assessee did not explain the source. What are the consequences? You have to write 3 lines. You have to write where the assessing officer request for a source of this thing and the source of this thing is not explained, or the source explained is not satisfactory, then the source is treated as unexplained income taxable in the hands of the assessee at the rate of 39%. Further, he shall also be levied a penalty of 200% of the tax payable, which can be avoided if he files an application within seeking a payment of 120% and not filing an 4 marks. Simple, straightforward 4 marks. Ignore the chapter, people. This is what you have to read. Yes. So from an exam perspective, you only have to read this part and you only have to read the first para. Yes, that is the 2 things which I want you to read. Beyond that, everything else keep. Nothing else is important. Yes, you can easily identify these questions in exam, people. The wording used will be source. You find the word source, you have to, this is the chapter, simple, straightforward. Yes, beyond that, you don't have to worry about this chapter. It's a very simple, straightforward chapter. Clear on this part? Yes. Filing in? You have to file an application within 1 month. He will give you a demand notice. Yes, he'll give you a demand notice saying pay me the 120%. That day you have to. You have filed your application, you're fine enough. That's fine. Yes, no problem. Clear? Yes, so I don't have much questions on this. It's a very small chapter. Only one question has ever come in examination on this. So I'm going to show you that question. Let's see if you figure it out. Yes, the question says, Mr. C has borrowed on Undi an amount of 25,000 rupees by bearer check. People, am I allowed bearer check? I'm not allowed bearer check. And then repaid the same amount with interest by account pay check. When I borrowed by bearer, but when I repaid by account pay. Can I justify saying, sir, ignore the transaction? Income tax will say, beta, when you borrowed, wrong measure. So please pay tax on borrowal. Please pay tax on borrowal, which means I have to pay tax on 25,000 at the rate of 39%. That's the answer. Simple, straightforward. Yes or no? Yes. Ignoring this question, not important. Look at this one. It says, assessing officer during the course of an assessment of a firm. People, respondent is a firm person. Found that it has paid rent in respect of a business premises of 60,000 rupees. The person has paid some business premises current 60,000 rupees, which was not debited in books of accounts. He forgot to record the transaction. The firm did not explain the source of the payment also. See, you saw the word. The word is, the moment you see the word source, it is unexplained income. The assessing officer proposes to make an addition of 60,000 in the hands of the firm for the tax year 27-28. The firm claims that even if the addition is made, the 60,000 should have been allowed as deduction, since computing it as business income, this is a business expenditure. They want you to examine the validity of the claim. Is the firm valid? Why? They have not explained the source. People, answering questions always has a flow. You need to understand the flow carefully. The flow is, will I deny the expenditure then treat unexplained income, or is it because it is unexplained income the expenditure is denied? It is because it is unexplained income the expenditure is denied. So the flow is important when you write a question. What will you write? You will say, where the assessing officer has requested for the source of an expenditure and the source of this expenditure is not explained, the expenditure will be treated as unexplained income, taxable at the rate of 39% without allowing any expenditures. In the present case, the firm has paid business rent of 60,000 and has not justified the source of the payment. Therefore, the assessing officer can treat this as unexplained income and tax it at the rate of 39%. Since this has become an unexplained income, the business rent paid will not be allowed as deduction, even though it is incurred for business purposes, and hence the claim of the firm is very good. Invalid is the right word. The claim of the firm is invalid. Yes, it's a flow that you have to maintain, people. English is not important, but still the way you present it makes a huge impact. Yes, so we always start with writing the explanation of the provision. Then we justify the facts. We analyze the conclusion, we analyze the provisions, and then we give a conclusion out of it. It's a sequence that you have to maintain carefully. Are we clear on the pattern? You understand how to present things? Yes, if you've understood it, why don't you try this one? Read the question. Can anyone formulate an answer for me? People, what is this about? Income, investment, cash, expenditure. What will you write? Where an assessing officer has requested for a explanation of an expenditure, and the assessee has, people, this is a case of not explanation or explanation is not satisfactory. And when the assessee has explained the expenditure which is not satisfactory, then such expenditure will be treated as unexplained income, taxable at the rate of 39% without allowing any deductions. Yes or no? Yes. Then you write in the present case, the explanation offered by Mr. Rajiv that the money is out of his savings is found to be unsatisfactory in the eyes of the assessing officer, and hence the contention of assessing officer to treat the same as unexplained income is valid. Yes or no? Yes. You still will not get full 4 marks, only 2 you will get in this. What are you missing? Read the last line carefully. Question is asking what are the tax. They're not asking you tax rate, they're asking you tax consequences, which means I want a bird's eye view. I want everything which can happen to you. At this stage, you will write, since Rajiv has been taxed to the extent of 30 lakh rupees, 60 lakh. Since Rajiv has been taxed to the extent of 30 lakh rupees, he shall also be leviable a penalty of 200% of tax payable, as this is treated as misreporting of income. However, Mr. Rajiv can choose to opt for immunity from penalty if he files an application within 1 month from the end of the month asking for grant of immunity by paying 120% of tax payable and not filing an appeal. He shall be allowed for the same. Yes, you have to write all that things, people. That is what is given here. Yes, the next 2 paras was about waiver and penalty, which is where you have to understand the English carefully. The question at this stage did not ask whether the assessing officer was valid or invalid. The question asked for tax consequences. Yes, the biggest reason why a student does not get good marks in CA final direct tax, you don't read the question properly. Golden rule number 1. Identify the question and its requirements. Yes, that's the golden rule number 1. It's always something you're gonna miss. Yes, you and I have a responsibility over the next 3 months to make sure that we don't do that. Yes, so you and I are going to learn the last line very carefully and understand what are the challenges you have to face. Now, I never spoke about penalty in the question number 2, people. Tell me why. They're only discussing about the claim of expenditure. Here, they're not talking about the penalty part. So, therefore, I did not have to justify to that extent. Yes, so reading the line is very, very critical. Is there any doubts on this part? Are we sure on this? Yes, this is your unexplained incomes and expenditure rules. Are we good to go? Yes, this is chapter which is basically connected to your chapter number 2. Rahul has put it separately for the purpose of disclosures, but if you open your ICI study material, you will part this as chapter number 2 itself. Yes, so you read it separately only for the sake of convenience, nothing else. Are we clear? Yes, linked to chapter number 2 comes your next chapter, which is agricultural income. I'm assuming you know this from CA Inter syllabus, so I only have to discuss a couple of things for you. I'm going to give you scenarios. You're going to tell me agree or not agree. Yes, people, tell me whether you agree to agree. Different English. Yes, that is what the logic is. Now, the reason I'm asking you this is very simple. We started this batch by telling you one simple thing. In income tax, it has been made very clear that income tax can only collect tax on all incomes except agricultural incomes. Any agricultural incomes are passed on to state. Now, let me clarify this thing to you right now. Currently in India, agriculture income is exempt at both central and state level. Even state does not collect tax. But that does not mean that state does not have the power. The state has the power to collect tax. It's just that it does not collect it right now. Yes, for all practical purposes, you and I are going to assume that state is collecting tax. It is technically exempt with them, but it is collecting tax is what our assumption is. Matlab, you and I now have a responsibility. You and I have to decide which income will remain with ourselves as central law and which incomes do I have to pass on to my state government. That is what the responsibility is. Any doubts on this responsibility? Are we clear? Yes, which is where income tax comes in and under the new sections. Earlier it was section, exemptions were under section 10. Very good. Now, what was I telling? क्या बोला था मैं आपको? Exemptions, sorry, exemptions are now under section 11. Yes, under the new income tax, exemptions have been quoted under section 11, but section 11 does not have any exemptions itself. Section 11 refers all exemptions to a schedule, and therefore agriculture income now sits under schedule 2 with table serial number 1. With table serial number 1. So if you want to read agriculture income right now, it is schedule section 10, section 11, it is section 11, schedule 2, table serial number. That is agriculture income. That is agriculture income. That is what you and I have to discuss. Any doubts on this? Yes. So the discussion is very simple. This is Rahul, by the way. Cute, no? Chat GPT. Yes. So imagine a very simple example. This is the land of Rahul. Rahul has a land. Rahul has a land. A huge land, people. Rahul does not need this much big land, but Rahul bought paisa. Yes. Money in hand. Rahul decided, let's buy a land. Yes. Now Rahul is going to do some activities on this land. You have to tell me whether it is agriculture or not agriculture. Yes, to the extent of this much of the land, Rahul decided he will grow sugarcane. He will grow sugarcane and sell it in the market. So Rahul grew sugarcane, sold in the market, made 5 crores. Agree, not agree? Agree, yeah? Agree, yeah? Agree, yeah? Chalo, theek hai. You and I have confirmed saying this is agree income. Yes, people, on this part of the land, a chota part of land, here also Rahul grew sugarcane. Here also Rahul grew sugarcane, but why Rahul grew sugarcane is no. Rahul wanted the sugarcane for making, see, alcohol. Yes, you know sugarcane is used, molasses is used for alcohol, yes or no? So what Rahul did, Rahul made sugarcane in this, took this sugarcane, sent it to Rahul's factory. Rahul has a factory also. So Rahul has sent this to his factory to make alcohol. Tell me, agree, not agree? Agree, huh? Partially agree, huh? Hey, which agree? Double E or I? Yeah? Partially I. Fully agriculture. Is this fully agriculture? Chalo, theek hai. We are going to make an assumption. This is agree income for now. Yes, people, in this part of the land, Rahul decided, you know what, wetty land only, what should I do? Rahul started growing flowers. Valentine's Day was coming. Yes, so Rahul decided to grow flowers so that Rahul can take the flowers and I say, you understand? It's helpful, always helpful. Yes, people, Rahul has grown flowers, sold it off in the market. Agree, huh? Pia says no. Bye. You don't like flowers. That's an invitation. हाँ. I say mood नहीं है बस. There should be a reason, no? You recall from inter-syllabus, it's not agriculture income. Okay. You don't recall from inter-syllabus. You recall from inter-syllabus, it's agriculture income. Different faculties. This is, I don't know, hold back, question mark. Hey, you didn't tell me the answer. Yes, people, on this area, Rahul has grown wheat. I can grow wheat also, but not right now at least. Yes, I have sugar canes on the left side, so it'll become confusing. Tomorrow when I sever the sugar canes, the smell moves. Then I'm not selling sugar cane, I'm selling something else. So people, I've grown wheat. The reason I've grown wheat is not because of anything else. The problem what has happened is I grew wheat because the director came to me and said, Rahul, I would need your land for film shooting. So therefore I've grown wheat. In this land, what is going to happen? Hero, heroine will come. Yes, will come and we'll walk around each other and they will, and the full music will be played here. Yes, Dil Wale Duniya Le Jayenge types. Yes, so whole movie is going to happen, for which this person has given me rent. Rahul has received rent from a wheat grown land for using in movie shooting. Agree? No one agrees? Acha, theek hai. Not agriculture. Yes, people, on this part of the land, Rahul has created a cow shed. Rahul has created a cow shed. Rahul has brought some cows and all. Cow are giving milk. Cow are giving milk. Rahul sold the milk, made money. Selling of milk is, Bhavdani does not agree because your faculty told otherwise. Rahul is now teaching logics for all faculties right now. சொல்லு சீக்கிரம் மூடு மத்தி பேசாத அதான் மூட்ல வரல. Women in mood. People agree, not agree. Bye. I'm not killing the animal, ma. Selling the byproduct. Land is?
Cow is eating the grass of the land.
Maybe not. I'm not bothered about that. I'm bothered about the milk sale.
Milk doesn't come from the land.
Milk doesn't come from the land. Okay, very valid. This is not agree. Not agree. No one says agree. You said agree. You said agree. Sorry. Rashmita said agree. Agree. Not agree. Hey, my students itself are having doubts. Enike mosama irukku. Agree, not agree. Sorry, question mark. Theriyadu. Yes, people on this part of the land. On this part of the land, Rahul has created a house. On this part of the land, Rahul has created a house. Rahul has split the house into two. Here Rahul lives, SOP. Here Rahul lets out to a farmer. This letting out to a farmer is now fetching me rent. Is now fetching me rent, tell me. Agree. Not agree. Not agree. You alone say agree. Asha alone says agree. Anyone else with Asha? थोड़ा तो support करो रे people ऐसे दोस्त. अच्छा हाँ, 2 people have agreed. Self-occupied does not have income itself. Forget it off. LOP is agree. 4 have now agreed for agree. Not agree. Question mark. People, this part of the land, Rahul has created a warehouse. Rahul has created a warehouse for storing goods. Unfortunately, Rahul's production is not very great this year. So what Rahul did, Rahul has split this warehouse into 2 and has come and said, in this part, the farmer who's sitting on the right side, no, he can store his goods. So he's storing goods and he's giving me rent for it. Rahul is now receiving rent for this. Tell me, agree, not agree? Agree? Anyone with a doubt? Sure? Everyone says agree? I think I gave you the example. That's why you know this. This is agree. Correcta? Correcta? Yes, people, this part of the land is sitting wetty. Nothing is happening here. Absolutely nothing is happening here. Leave it off. Now this part of land which I have, no, it looks like I have too much of land. I don't feel like I need so much. So what I did, this part of the land I sold off. This part of the land I sold off. I went to another farmer. I was like, you know what, this land is there. You know what, you use it off. I don't mind. So I have cut my land in apart and I have come and sold it off to him. Rahul has now received 10 crores for sale of land. Agree. Agree. Not Adarsh. Kyun? I didn't ask head of income. People, head of income only comes when it is taxable under central law. Not agree. Badri. Yeah.
This land you didn't do any agriculture. So
You're giving it to another farmer for agriculture, no?
in that land, that portion of land they're giving to others.
I'm giving it to a farmer only. Sold to farmer.
We didn't do agriculture.
That person will do for me, no? Agree. Question mark. Yes, people, now this part of the land which is sitting wetty, I'm thinking, why should I waste so much land? So what I did, I went and sold, you know what, I don't have any crops to grow, but there may be another farmer who may need it. So I called another farmer, I said, you know what, you can do agriculture activity here. you can do agriculture activity here. So I called a farmer and I asked him to do agriculture activity here, for which he gave me rent. Rent received from another farmer for using my land. Agree? Yes, this farmer was giving me 10,000 rupees. Now people, the land is so big, he was also not able to use. So what he did, he found another farmer. He found another farmer and he sublease. He came and said, you know what, some part of the land I will use, some part of the land you use. For that, you give me rent of 10,000. Which means now this farmer is receiving 10,000 rupees for subleasing a land. Bhavadani does not agree. Doesn't have to be his land. Are we talking about land incomes or are we talking about agriculture incomes? She's still not convinced. She's not convinced. People, this is, even though I am not the owner of the land and I am only receiving rent, people, I am not even using it for agriculture. That guy may use it for agriculture. I may not use it for, because technically what did I do? In this land, part of the land I took. There I am doing agriculture. The next part of the land I am not doing agriculture also. I am simply leasing it out some more. Matlab lease to lease to lease. Is it still agriculture? Is it still agriculture? Bavadarni, convince mana. முடிச்சிரு கிளாஸ் முடிச்சிரும் ஒரு எஸ் ஆர் நோ அவ்வளவுதான் முடிஞ்சு போச்சு மேபி question mark போச்சு yes these are all your activities which you can do on an agricultural land people now the problem is very simple which of them is agri and which of them is not an agriculture income yes I'm going to give you the answers one by one see if it works for you yes first one what did we discuss Rahul is growing his own sugarcane agriculture obviously yes Rahul is using his sugarcane selling it off to factory this is partially agriculture to the extent I am receiving money from my land it is agriculture whatever money I receive from factory will become PGBP income I'll have to split composite income yes any kind of flower growing is not an agriculture is not an agriculture you confused yourself with GST may come and say agricultural exemptions include horticulture and stuff like that income tax is agriculture matlab agriculture basically growing of crops any growing of fruits vegetables flowers are not agriculture income as per income tax they are fully taxable yes this is where I wanted to understand there is a small confusion between GST and income tax you have exemptions chapter GST exemptions will come and say agriculture also includes other activities income tax does not say that income tax says only direct agriculture crops mattum da agriculture everything else is not an agriculture income are we clear yes next one people growing of wheat giving it for movie shooting rent is it agriculture no it is not an agriculture I told you earlier people I need an agricultural activity getting a rent for movie shooting purposes is not an agricultural activity will become taxable if you sell the wheat it is agriculture I'm not bothered about the wheat selling I'm bothered about the rent I got for movie shooting that is not an agriculture next one having a cow shed selling of milk dairy farming is not an agriculture because I can only cover crops I cannot cover any dairy farming products not covered as agriculture income will be fully taxable next any kind of SOP house personal thing leave it off LOP income coming from farmers living in my house is not an agriculture income where does it relate to an agricultural activity yes it does not relate to an agricultural activity it is not an agriculture income will be fully taxable under the head HP will be taxable under that HP next having a warehouse I am using some part of the warehouse for my purposes doesn't matter I am giving some part of my warehouse for agricultural reasons is agree income tax says any dwelling which is there on the land used for agricultural reasons is also an agricultural income rent will be treated as exempt next giving away my land for rental purposes is agricultural income that person giving it further for rental purposes is also agricultural income provided the final person is using it for agricultural reasons where the final person avoids using it for agricultural reasons the intermediaries will become taxable yes matlab your intention should be clear when you give it off it should be for agricultural reason tomorrow if he does gambling there that is his headache but today I want it for agricultural reasons, it will be exempted for you. Yes, selling of an agricultural land is agriculture. Selling of an agricultural land is also agriculture. Yes, you may have never done an agricultural activity, but you bought an agricultural land for the purpose of selling and you sold it to a farmer. Intention has been met, and therefore this is also agricultural income. This is also an agricultural income. Any doubts on this part? If you didn't sell it to a farmer, what are you going to do in that land now? Taxable. If you sell it to a builder, the builder is going to make a mall there. Taxable. Clear? Yes, this is what the understanding of agriculture is. Is there any doubts? Yes. When you sell a land, you generally make an agreement. When you make an agreement, don't you clarify what do you need it for? Yes, because as a seller of it, see, technically the land is connected to your things. If you're going to create a mall there and that starts affecting your crops, will you be okay with it? Which means when you sell the land, what will you do? You'll put conditions attached to it. You'll say you should not do this much, you should not grow more than 2 floors and all, which means you have automatically satisfied your intention there. The moment you satisfy your intention, it will become fully exempt from taxes. Are we clear? Any doubts on this part? Yes. People come and visit your farm, get entrance fee, fully taxable. Yes, you might have seen this parks and all people where people will come, give you entrance fee, Senmai Punga. Senmoi Punga. Yes, Senmoi Punga land, basically you get money, you pay money for entrance fees and all, fully taxable, will not be exempted for you. No, nursery talks about seedlings and saplings. That's the next topic we will discuss. I'll come to that stage. Yes, right now people, flowers is also not an agriculture. I think it's called a different name. I don't remember the name exactly. I think it's called, I know horti, api, pisci, floriculture nahi hoga. That easy it won't be. Come on. It was some name people, but it's not agriculture. Yes, there are clarifications by Supreme Court also. I don't know if you've heard this people. There is something called cocoons, the silk cocoons. Imagine if you're in the business of having silk cocoons. You're taking out threads from them to make cloth. Is it agriculture? No. Supreme Court gave a clarification there also saying it is not an agricultural income because you're not growing crops. You're breeding on worms. You're breeding on worms will not be called as agriculture. Similarly, you have something called bees and all. That honeybee thing. Yes, the honeybee thing also which you have. I think it's called a name. I don't remember it exactly. But that is also not an agriculture income. Will also become fully taxable for you. Are we clear? Yes. Now, let me clarify one thing, people. I am discussing this whole thing because this land was a rural land. Income tax comes and says, even if you are growing sugarcane, imagine if I am growing sugarcane in the middle of Chennai. Imagine if I am growing sugarcane in the middle of Chennai. Rahul has a house in Chennai, and in the house, Rahul had a garden. In that garden, Rahul was growing sugarcane. Selling of the sugarcane is fully taxable. Income tax is a very, very important condition. I will only exempt things for you when it is a rural agricultural land, that too in India. A foreign agricultural land is fully taxable. This is the only topic which is relevant in CA final. In CA final, you get a question in exam. The question will come and say, agricultural land income from Rajasthan is exempt. Unless clarified otherwise, I will assume this is agricultural land. Yes. Second, they'll say rural agricultural land in Malaysia is fully taxable. That's the two things which is important in this chapter. Everything else can be skipped off, but yes, please be bearing in mind, I will only exempt it when it is rural agricultural land in, very good, because the logic was very simple. People, if it is a land in Malaysia, I have a very big problem. Which state should collect tax? There are so many states in India. Which state will go and collect tax from Malaysia? Yes or no? At that stage, income tax said, when the problem is with a foreign country, I don't know which state will collect. Don't worry. Let me collect it. And they gave it off to the central law. Yes, therefore it is only exempted if it is Indian land. Any doubts on this part? Are we sure? Yes. Let's read now. See if you understand it. It says agricultural income. Matlab. An exhaustive list. Anything beyond this is not called an agricultural income. Careful on that. Yes, agricultural income means any kind of rent or revenue which is derived from an eligible land situated in India, which is used for agricultural purposes. Rent coming from the land used for agricultural purposes is exempt as per agricultural income. Which example am I talking about? Rahul giving a land to a farmer for agricultural reason is covered here. Yes. Next, any kind of income derived from such eligible land by agriculture. This is the most stupidest definition I have seen. Income taxes. What is agriculture? Income which comes from is agriculture. Yes. Now, what do you mean by agriculture? It basically comes down and says agriculture means any kind of tilling of land. What is tilling of land? The thing which you do with tractors and cows and all, plowing. Yes. Next, sowing of seeds, putting in seeds, any kind of similar operations like watering, then pesticides, fertilizing, harvesting, adukaprom thrashing, that is called sieving, shuffling, sieving, thrashing, all those English you have done in school standard. People 10th and 9th May there will be a science book. Science book will come and say there is a farmer doing this, draw him. You'll have to sit and draw that farmer. Yes, and then they'll come and ask what is the farmer doing. I'm like, I don't understand my drawing itself. Yes, those are activities which are called agricultural activities. The next line is critical. It says any process ordinarily employed by the cultivator or the receiver of rent to render the agricultural produce fit to be taken to the market. Condition says, boss, growing of crops is not just agriculture. After growing, you need to sell it also. No, sell pandradhukku there are some activities which you may have to do for sure. Activities like cleaning, harvesting, thrashing and all. If you don't do these activities, you can't sell it. Income tax says to that extent I will call it agriculture, no problem. But if you start doing any additional activities which are not relating to agriculture, I will start calling it taxable. I'll start calling it taxable. For example, Rahul is growing sugarcane. Rahul can simply cut the sugarcane and sell it off. Agriculture. Rahul takes the sugarcane, opens the thrashing machine, goes and makes sugarcane juice and sells it off. Is it agriculture now? No, because that process was not required. Making a sugarcane juice is not part of the process required to sell. That will become taxable. That will become taxable. So, any activities because of which you are able to sell is agriculture. Any activities beyond that scope is not going to be called agriculture. I will start treating it as business income. I'll start treating it as business income. Any doubts on this part? Yes. Point number 3 clarifies that. It says sale of any agricultural produce in the market provided no other process happens other than the one given to above. Selling is agriculture, but selling after doing additional activities is not agriculture. Yes, which means if Rahul has grown rice, Rahul can put rice in the gunny bags, then only sell. After putting rice in gunny bags is agriculture. After putting it in gunny bags, Rahul is now putting brand logo and all. Rahul is doing all marketing and all. And then certain stage, Rahul comes and says, let's do demo. I will call people in front of, I'll open a cooker, I will start making basmati rice. Agriculture, no, that activity was not required. That will become a business activity, will become fully taxable. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes, that is what is given. Point number 3 says, any income derived from dwelling house or storehouse which is used in the immediate vicinity of the eligible land used for agricultural operations. Any activity coming from income of a dwelling house, basically warehouse rents. Basically, warehouse rents will become fully taxable as agricultural income. Yes or no? Yes or no? Now, I have a question which a CA Inter student asked me once. Let's see if you are smart enough. People, if you have gone to PGBP, in PGBP, you learn a section called 35AD, specified business. And in that they come and say, any person engaged in the business of warehouse, which is used for storage of agricultural produce. You remember this? Any person engaged in the business of warehouse for agricultural produce is treated as a specified business, where you can claim 100% of the capital expenditure as a deduction. Question, the warehouse which I have, what is the warehouse used for? Storage of agricultural produce. Now tell me, at this stage, when I have a warehouse used for storage of agricultural produce, is it agriculture income or specified business? Now, which is coming under specified business? This is also. Very good. That's the perfect answer. The perfect answer is about figuring out where the warehouse is. If the warehouse is on my agricultural land, then it is agriculture income exempt. But if I'm having a warehouse in the middle of a city, that is not an agricultural business. That moves to PGBP. That moves to PGBP. Hi, hello, yes or no? Yes, this is where students get confused in exam. If you get a question in exam, the question says purchased building for storing agricultural produce. That's all is given, nothing else is given. What will you come and ask? Where is the warehouse? Where is the warehouse? If you say the warehouse is on my agricultural land, I will say exempt. If you say the warehouse is on an agricultural land, it is not mine, then it is business income. People understand, land should be mine. I should primarily be doing agricultural activities. Warehouse is my side business, side project. Am I dependent on it? No. In that case, it is agriculture. If I say I bought a warehouse in a rural land, that is my major activity, primary business activity, then it is PGBP income. Hey, hello. Yes or no? Yes, so be smart and careful about it. When we go to PGBP, I'll explain that once again to you. Any doubts on this? Are we clear? Yes, items which are written for you people. The first and the most important thing for CA final syllabus to be kept in mind, that any kind of incomes which is coming from land in India is exempt. Any land coming from outside India is fully taxable. This is the part for your syllabus. At CA final, this is the only thing I want you to remember. Yes, yes. From an exam perspective, people, agriculture income as a chapter only comes in non-resident taxation. You will see it as a part of DTAAs. What is DTAAs? You'll get a question in exam which will come and say Rahul is the person in India. Rahul has got agricultural land in India also. Rahul has got agricultural land in foreign also. Question will say foreign income has been paid tax on. Foreign income has been paid tax on. They will ask you to compute tax. At which stage what will you say? Indian land was anyway exempt. Forget it off. Foreign land pay. I have paid tax in that country. I will also pay tax in India. Why? Because it is outside India, it will become taxable. Same income getting taxed in two countries. I will claim for relief. I will claim for relief. Yes, so this is the topic which will be discussed along with double taxation. It will not come part of your main syllabus at all. Yes, it will be part of one double taxation. And honestly, if you come and ask me, in my last 10 years of experience, I can tell you this has come only once. Come only once, nothing else it has come, which means it's not important at all. The only line which I want you to remember is this part, which is that agriculture income from foreign country is taxable, from India is, that is the answer. Clear? Yes. Then comes point number 2. It says any kind of rent received from the agriculture land is also exempt, that we discussed. Further, any kind of subleasing is also exempt, provided the final person is using it for agricultural purposes. Third one we discussed, definition of agriculture. Fourth one, people, it says any kind of income coming from saplings or seedlings which is grown in a nursery would also become fully exempt from tax. This is what Nikhil was talking about. Let me explain this carefully. People, I have 3 words: seedlings, saplings, nursery. One by one. Seedlings and saplings are the smaller plants, basically the crop version, the starting part of the crop version. Nursery is nothing but your play school. हाँ भी बोल रहा है पागल आदमी. Nursery is your flower shop. A flower shop is taxable, ma, which is called pagal. Give me another word. Ah, very good. I heard it. Very good. Nursery is nothing but your greenhouse. Have you seen greenhouse? You know what is greenhouse? Harry Potter. Harry Potter. People, there is a show in the Harry Potter where there is an episode in Harry Potter. He'll go to a garden. They'll have a plot. What do you call it? Gamla, kya bolte usko? Pot. They'll have a pot. They'll take it down. The thing will start screaming. That place is called a greenhouse. Logic is very simple. Understand, people, agriculture is a very risky business. Primarily only happens in cities where you have good crop season. Imagine if I'm sitting in Chennai. You think I'm in a position to grow crops in Chennai? No. Crops in Chennai is not possible to grow. Weather is very bad here. In which case I will start creating an artificial atmosphere. And that artificial atmosphere does not happen on a land. It happens in a greenhouse. That greenhouse is what income tax refers to as nursery. So here is income tax telling you that beta, generally agriculture income is only exempt when it is done on a land. But when I had to create a greenhouse because the land is not fertile, let's treat that also as agriculture income only and exempt it off. Yes, which means this sits as an exception, because if we read the line somewhere, it says it will be treated as agriculture income even if the basic operations do not happen on the land. Hey, by agricultural definition, what did I tell you? Operation should happen on the land only. This one is now giving you an exception. It says it is not required that it has to happen on a land. It is okay if it happens in a pot also. It is okay if it happens in a pot also. This is an exception to the main section. Yes. So if you see a question in exam, the question says seedlings and saplings grown in a nursery, you will say exempt. Yes. The line will confuse you. I say will write a line on the next, will say where the basic operations did not happen on the land. You will say doesn't matter, still exempt. Doesn't matter, still exempt, because it is still an agricultural income. Intention is to make agriculture. That is what the logic is. Any doubts on this? Yes, which is why I told you people, this seedlings and saplings does not mean flowers and all. Still means the crops only. Still means the crops only. That is what the idea is. Any doubts on the idea? Are we clear? Yes. That brings me to point number E. Point number E says, what do you mean by eligible land? Eligible land means a land which is in the rural areas of India. Rural areas of India. Does anyone know what is a rural area? Circle.
Particular limit from the municipal.
One more circle. Right. One more circle. Center point. Teaching maths or what? What is a rural land, people? Who knows?
10 kilometers from the municipal boundary.
10, no?
The population of that place is 10,000.
1 lakh. 1 lakh.
English. People, rural land basically means any land which is not an urban land. Rural land basically means any land which is not an urban land, which means you and I have to define what is income tax says. Urban land basically means, imagine the smaller circle, the circle in the middle is the municipality. Imagine the smaller circle is municipality. If the municipality population crosses 10,000, then this municipality is a urban area. This municipality becomes an urban area, which means the population should be less than 10,000 for it to be rural. For it to be rural. Yes or no? Yes. Income tax then said was, if the land is not in the municipality but is a little outside, up to another 2 kilometers also, the logic remains the same. Which means if the land is somewhere sitting here, I will go and check the municipality. If the municipality population is up to 10,000, I will say rural. Up to 10,000 rural, above 10,000 urban. Are we clear? Yes. Then I said, no, sir, land is a little far away. Income tax said, if the land is anywhere in the 6 kilometers area. Hey, by the way, 6 kilometers from municipality. It's not from the 2 kilometers border, it's from the municipality. If it is within 6 kilometers, the population has to grow to 1 lakh. The population has to grow to 1 lakh. Matlab, if it is less than 1 lakh, it is rural. More than 1 lakh, it is urban. It is urban. Yes, this diagram is there in your capital gains. Don't worry about it, but nevertheless discussing about. Yes, I said no, sir. Land is konja far away. At this stage, income tax said, beta, if the land is within, take a guess. Very good. It's 8 kilometers. If the land is within 8 kilometers, population should be more than 10 lakhs. Notice, I'm going 10x. 10,000, 1 lakh, 10 lakh. Yes, it is 2, 6 and 8. It is 2, 6 and 8. If your land is somewhere sitting here, I will ask for a population of 10 lakhs. If it is more than 10, I will say urban. If it is less than 10, I will say good. I'm like, sir, inno thoda far. Income tax said, don't irritate. After this, everything is rural only. Which means after this, everything is exempt. That's because I defined urban to you. I did not define rural. Urban got defined until 8 kilometers. Which means after 8 kilometers, urban was not defined. If urban is not defined, it becomes. That's the answer for you. Any doubts on this part? Are we sure? Certain about it. Yes. So people, if I give you a scenario, I come and tell my land is at 1.6 kilometers. My land is at 1.6 kilometers. Population size is showing 11,000. Tell me, rural, urban. This is urban. Very good. Yes. Same 2.1 kilometers. Population is showing 11,000. Because crossed 2 kilometers. I want a population of, which means this is correct. Yes, people, I am at 3.7 kilometers. Population size is 90,000. Why? Within 6 is 1 lakh, which means this is still rural. I am at 7.5 kilometers. My population size is 1.8 lakhs. Because I crossed 6, population becomes 10 lakhs. This is rural. This is rural. I am at 8.1 kilometers. My population size is 50 crores. Because after 8, everyone is rural. Very good. That's what the logic is. Is there any doubts on the logic? Are we sure? Pakka? Huh? Okay. People, imagine this is a land. Imagine this is a land. Yes, this land is Rahul's land. Rahul's land. Now there is a municipality A. And if you check from here, the distance is 2.1 kilometers. The distance is 2.1 kilometers. Population right now is showing 15 lakhs. 15 lakhs. I have a municipality B. This municipality B is at a distance of 8.7 kilometers. And the population is showing 50 lakhs. Tell me, is my land? Why? You check the nearest one, is it? From whose perspective are you talking? From department or my perspective? Because I would say this is rural.
The land you will have to see which is the closest municipality.
You check for the closest municipality, and therefore this is urban, is it? Okay. People, if I change the example and I come and say this is not 2.1, this is 1.7 kilometers. And from here, if I check, population is 8,000. But from here, if I check, this is a distance of 5.4 kilometers and the population is showing 50 lakhs. From a department perspective, this should be urban then. What is the right answer? Are you looking at department favor or are you looking at the nearest? Sure? Income tax clarifies we are looking for the nearest municipality, because tomorrow if someone gets killed on the land, I need to call the nearest police only. Obviously, I'm not going to call some faraway police. And logically speaking, people, if you come and tell I can choose my preference, what will Rahul do? You know, Rahul will find a land in Velacheri. Rahul will find a land in Velacheri and I'll say, sir, check from Assam. Check from Assam, I'm more than 8 kilometers. Matlab Rahul's land in Velacheri is rural. Best, no? Technically from Delhi, if you check, Chennai is also poor only. Because from Delhi to Chennai distance is more than 1000 kilometers. Apo Chennai becomes a rural area. Will you allow? Will you allow? Definitely not allowing. This is not workable enough. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Any doubts on this? Sara. People, if you have understood this, here is question number 2. People, imagine this is my land. This is my land. And here is a municipality. If you check from land to municipality, the distance was 1.1 kilometers. The distance was 1.1 kilometers, and therefore when I check the population of this, the population was 13,000 rupees, 13,000 people. The population was 13,000 people. I was like, shit, land has become urban. Land has become urban. How do I convert this? How do I convert this? So I was playing smart. People, Rahul has extra money. Thoda. So what Rahul did, no? Rahul also bought this area. Rahul has purchased this area. Because Rahul purchased this area, Rahul tried to play smart. You know what Rahul did? Rahul said, you want to reach my land? You will reach by road only, no? You will reach by road only. So Rahul will make a road. Rahul's road starts like this. This is Rahul's road. This is Rahul's road. Distance is showing 7.6 kilometers. Shortest distance. This is the shortest distance. There is only one road to reach. Straight line. Who will draw the straight line? Who will draw the straight line? Satellite. 1961 la satellite unage. Map. Map you can find these two things. Google Maps. People, logically speaking, you told me distance. If I'm looking at it, if you take your car out, you have to only travel by 7.8 kilometers. There is no other way, which means land should be treated as rural only now. Logically. Because you told me distance only. I told distance is 7.8. What is the problem? 7.6, sorry. What is the problem here? What is the problem here? Folder. I've played around. Hey, that is what Rahul is. Playboy is my next name. It's a very funny story, people, but this actually is a case law. This is actually a case law, not from anywhere else, but from Chennai itself. Yes, this is a classic case law from Chennai. I'm not sure how many of you know this, but in Chennai, we have a strict regulation. The regulation says, if you want to open a TASMAC shop, it has to be after 500 meters of a school. You're not supposed to have a TASMAC shop near the 500 meters of a school. So situation, what happened is, somewhere in Chennai, there was a school and there is another person who wanted to open a TASMAC shop. The problem what happened is, when he looked at the distance between the TASMAC shop and this, the distance was actually showing around 300 meters. Which means he knew that the moment he opens his TASMAC shop, the police will come and shut it down. And therefore, he wanted to play smart. You know what he did? He had this whole area in his hand. Yes, and therefore what he did is, he basically started playing games. You know, people, when you go to amusement park and all, you'll see this green color maze. Have you seen that green color maze? That green color thing, the whole grass and all will be grown and they'll create a whole maze. So what this guy did is, this guy basically in this full area created a maze here. And I'm not even kidding, this is an actual story. He ended up creating a maze like this. Which means if you want to reach the TASMAC shop, you have to go through the maze, you have to circle the whole thing and then you have to reach the shop. By the time the person reaches the shop, this becomes 1.3 kilometers. Ma, when you are... For a person who's addicted to alcohol, everything is convenient enough. You think people care? It was a normal shop, no one would have cared. Alcohol shop, everyone will be okay. Plus fun also, no? Yes. Tell me, people, is the TASMAC shop valid? Is the TASMAC shop valid? It's a funny story. Madras High Court says this is valid. Madras High Court said literally this is valid because at the end of the day, you said distance of 500 meters. You never clarified how to calculate it. And so Madras High Court literally passed a judgment. The judgment said this is a valid TASMAC shop because if you travel, you will travel by 1.7. You will travel by 1.7. At which stage income tax realized, you know what, this is going to become a nightmare for me. And therefore income tax amended their own laws also. Everywhere in the world, the laws were amended and they clarified saying, when I say distance, I mean aerial distance. Very good. When I mean distance, I mean aerial distance. You cannot use the word shortest because this is the shortest distance. There is no other way to go, people. I have created the maze. The only way you can reach there is by that way only. It's not like you'll walk through walls. This is not a cheat code. Yes or no? Yes, the shortest distance is also 1.8 only. Aerial distance was the answer. And therefore, income tax clarified saying, inimala distance pa kamode, please check for the aerial distance. Please check for the aerial distance. Any doubts on this part? Are we sure? Yes, people, if you have understood this, I have a question. Now income tax says this has to be an aerial distance. That's like, okay, aerial then, what is the problem? Let's do one thing. Rahul anyway has this land in his name. Rahul built a Burj Khalifa. Rahul built a Burj Khalifa, which means now if a person has to look aerial distance also, what will he do? He will look hui. This is what aerial distance is, no? No, So I'll go like this, abdiye. Nice. Tell me which one is correct. Side. People, I make a big building. Building is going from here to here. Now you have to go like this. Hey, the logic is very simple. You said aerial distance. You never said where to start the air from. Air can also start, let's say for example, if this is the land and this is the municipality. If I create a Burj Khalifa of this length, you can also start from here. No. That is also my air only. Yes or no? Yes, so if I'm standing here and if I'm looking on the top, the air starts from here. From here also top, the air starts from here, which means even if my Burj Khalifa stops here, this is also an air space only, which means that distance can still be covered, and therefore they now use the word shortest aerial distance. Yeah. They use the word shortest aerial distance measured. Yes, which means they will say even if Burj Khalifa is sitting on some feet, you go above that and you check. You check from there and then you tell me what is the distance. Luckily people, until we have flying cars and flying buildings, they will always find a straight line. The day you start building flying cars, flying buildings and all, we may have to change the law. That time we'll probably go underground. Yes, but right now the law says it is shortest aerial. Very good, that's what the logic is. Any doubts on the logic? Are we clear? Yes, this is the stupid English. I discussed this at inter-syllabus. I'm assuming you understood it right now. Yes, that is what income comes and clarifies. The last thing we already spoke, people. Any kind of breeding of livestock, what is poultry farming? Chicken. Pig also. Hen. Hen and chickens are poultry farming. Pig is going different, I think. Fisheries, any kind of dairy farming is not an agriculture, will become fully taxable for you. Are we clear on this part? Yes. So this is what the definition of agriculture is, people. Agriculture definition says selling of land, renting of land, renting of a warehouse, doing agriculture in it are all agriculture. Beyond that, if you do movie shooting, taxable. If you give out your house, taxable. Those things are fully going to be taxable. Apart from dairy farming and everything, that is anyway taxable. Exception is only one. Nursery. Nursery is the only one which is an exception, which will become fully exempt. Any doubts on this part? Are we clear? Yes. The next set of the topic is something which you and I will discuss along with PGBP. Not important right now. The only thing for me to cover right now is this part. People, you might have been discussing this with me on day one. Something called partial integration. Does someone know what is partial integration? Don't want the formula. What is partial integration? In central? That is composite. Giving your sugar cane to a factory is composite. No. Think about this logic very, very carefully. People, I have been confirmed to you that an agriculture income from a state is exempt for income tax purposes. Yes, situation has come to this, where what has happened is Rahul has a PGBP income of, let's say, 12 lakh rupees. Fully taxable. Apart from that, Rahul is in agricultural business, and therefore current year Rahul's agricultural business is 60 lakh rupees. Current year Rahul's agricultural business is 60 lakh rupees. Because of the fight going on between central and state, what technically happened? 60 went to state, fully exempt, because we discussed currently state does not collect tax. 12 lakhs is showing in income tax, and I have confirmed, sir, I am poor. I have confirmed I am poor, eligible for rebate. Matlab here also I paid zero tax. Seems weird. Why, people? A person who's rich technically should have paid surcharge also is suddenly declaring exempt in both the case. Yes, this became a very big issue in India because people literally started using agriculture for black money operations. All your black money started moving to agricultural businesses because anyway agriculture was fully exempt, and they started converting them to white money. At that stage, income tax realized was a fight between central and state should not give advantages to assessees, and therefore income tax confirmed. Inimala, don't say that agriculture income is exempt. Inimala, say agriculture income is partially integrated. Which means Rahul and students have now come to a confirmation. From today, agriculture income is not exempt. From today, agriculture income is partial integrations. is partial integrations. Yes or no? Yes. Now this is the fact pattern. Just for the sake of convenience, Rahul is going to convert this and write as 35 lakhs. Yes. I want you to calculate tax. I want you to calculate tax. I am in DTR. I am in DTR. People, what you would have done? 12 lakhs per 0. 35 lakhs is anyway moving to state, fully exempt. Yes. Here comes the concept of partial integration. Does someone remember the formula? Does someone remember the formula? Very difficult enough to remember, right? Yes. Do one thing. The formula is in your notes. You tell me the formula, I will do it, and then I'll give you a shortcut. Step number 1. Compute the total income of the assessee. Very good. Compute the total income of the assessee, assuming the agriculture income is exempt. First, confirm to me what is my total income. Read. Compute my total income assuming agriculture is exempt. Matlab total income is. So step number 1 says confirm me my total income is 12 lakhs. Yes or no? Yes, come on. Step number 2. Compute tax on step 1 plus, which means now income tax says beta I want tax on 12 lakhs plus 35 lakhs, which means totally 47 lakhs. You know to calculate, come on. Without surcharge says tax alone. I'm in DTR, be careful. 9 lakh. Kya kiya? For the first 24 lakhs, it is 3 lakhs. For the balance, 30%. Number came as 9 lakh 90,000. People, does anyone have a doubt here? Are we clear to go? Come on, step number 3. On agriculture income, which is 35 lakhs plus 4 lakhs. Come on. Seven lakh 50,000. Step 4 says answer is 1 lakh. Sorry, 2 lakhs. Answer is 2,40,000. Yes, then comes step number 5, which is adding surcharge and cess and all, different conversation. Let it go. Yes, which means a scenario where you technically had to pay 0 tax. You're now ending up paying 2,40,000. You're now ending up paying 2,40,000. This is called partial integration. This is called partial integration, where income tax says where you had to pay 0 tax technically. I'm now expecting you to pay 2,40,000 rupees because I don't want you to safeguard yourself just because central and state are fighting. Central and state are fighting. Are we clear? Yes. What did I technically do? First, I said compute tax on the whole number which I have. What is the whole number? 47. Then I asked you to compute tax on the exempt number plus basic exemption, which if you technically think both are exempt. 4 lakh is also exempt. Agri is also exempt. So I asked you to compute tax on the full exempt number. And then I asked you how much is the difference because that is your tax payable. That is your tax payable. Any doubts on this part? Are we sure? Which one?
Which head of income would that be?
This is PGBP, no?
So let's say I have further income, not just PGB.
How does it matter? It's all slab only. You tax at slab rates only, no? So it doesn't matter. If you have a special income, you tax at special income. Otherwise, it's a slab income. Simple. Any doubts on this? Step 1 to clarify what is your total income. To clarify to income tax saying this is what my actual income is for income tax purposes. Clear? Yes. No difference in the steps. Any doubts? Any doubts? Now people, you and I both know. You will remember it right now. You will understand it right now. And tomorrow you will forget it off. You had the same thing in inter, but you still forgot it off. Yes. Can I make it simple for you? Can I make it simple for you? I want you to understand the logic here. Yes. Understand this very logically. Rahul has earned how much? 47 lakhs. Matlab, ideally speaking, on this 47 lakhs, Rahul was supposed to pay tax. Imagining this is my income line. Imagining this is my income line. On this income line, Rahul would have been asked to pay tax. Forget central, forget state. Rahul was supposed to pay tax. Ha ya na? Ha ya na? People, I am in which regime? DTR. Tell me the slabs. 4 lakhs. On this 47 lakh rupees, up to 4 lakhs, Rahul should have paid nil. Then Rahul should have paid 5. Next. Rahul should have paid. Next. 16. Rahul should have paid. Very good. Next. Rahul should have paid. Next. Rahul should have paid. Everything else is the answer. Yes. Now people today, if central and state were not fighting, this is how Rahul would have paid tax. Yes sir, no. Yes sir, no. But now central and state are fighting. Central and state are fighting. Central and state are coming and saying, some tax is mine and some tax is yours. Yes. So you and I are now going to agree which tax will go to central, which tax will go to state. Yes sir. Yes sir. Yes. What happened? Central jumped first. Central jumped first. Central said, you know what? I'm very kind. I'm very kind. So I will give the first chance to state. I will give the first chance to state. So first 0 to 4 lakhs state will take. State said, see, nothing is written here. I am not stupid because first slab tax kadayadu. First slab tax kadayadu. Who made that decision? Did I make the decision or central made the decision? Up why the hell should I take that hit? Yeah, correct. Yes. Up what did state say? State said first slab na edukamatta. I will not take the first slab only. That is for you to handle. Who? Which means central said okay, I give up, can't agree to it. Which means first slab went to central. Now I want you to notice, people, what was central income? 12 lakhs. What was state income? 35 lakhs. Now in this central and state, 4 has gone to central. How much of central is left? How much of state is left? You understood the step. You understood the step. Now what will happen? Central will say, see, first slab I took no. I have already taken the hit. Now it is your chance. Next slab you take. Next slab you take. Hey, next slab state took. State was 35. State now becomes 31. Very good. Yes. At this stage, what did state do? State said, okay, let's play ringa ringa roses. One I will take, one you take, one I will take, one you take. Central said, hey, don't play nonsense and all. Here the next slab. Until you complete yourself, keep going forward. Keep going forward. Matlab next slab will also go to state. Come on, state utilization 8. Next went to state number 12. Next went to state number 16. Next went to state number 20. Hello. Yes. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. How much more does state need? 15 state needs. From 24 to 15, number is 39. Up to 39 lakhs also it went to state. At this stage, state said, sir, okay, I am done. My job is over. But tata, bye bye. Who will come back? Central will come back. Central, how much used? 4 used. How much left? 8 left. Check karo. Did it match? Did it match? Did it match? Income line matched properly. Meaning everything has been done properly. Yes. Now tell me, you and I are central or state? You and I are central or state? People, right now you and I are learning central. Hey, hello. Yes. Tell me, people, central na which and all is important for me? First and last. Hey, first one ka tax Rahul will get. Kyonki fully 0. Rate itself is 0. Last ka Rahul will get 30%. 30%. 30% of what? This number. What is this number? 8 lakhs ka 30%. Magic. Matched on the top. Triple magic. Illa logic. Magica, logica. This is logic. This is logic. Logic is very simple. Income tax basically comes and says, my dear child, do one thing. When you create an income slab, first slab will go to central, everything else will go to state, then come back to, that's the answer. Simple, straightforward. You understood now? Easy now. Easy now. People, you want to do 4 steps? You want to do the step? Can you try once again? Come on. I am giving you a question. The question basically comes and says, I have a HP income of 4,70,000. I have an agricultural income of 7,10,000. You are under ATR. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. If nothing is given, go to 50. Come on, let's see if you understood the income line. Don't follow steps and all, people. Income line, come on. Started with earned. How much did I earn? 1180. I earned 1180. Matlab Rahul was supposed to pay tax up to 11,80,000. Which regime? ATR. Give me the slabs. 2.5 tax rate is 0. Next. 5 tax rate is. Next. Come on. 10 lakhs tax rate is. Balance goes for. At this stage, what will I say? I will say, sir, first central, then state, then first one went to central. How much central used?
2.5.
2.5 used. How much left? 2.2 left. Hold back. Let's give to state. People 2.5 to 5 and 2. State. How much did state get? 2.5. Next. Full 5 will go. Huh? Will full 5 go? 4.6 will only go. Matlab here I will say up to 4.6 number is 9.6 I think. Correct, huh? Yes. So up to 9.6 I will send off to my state. Tell me, is state done? Is state done? People, if state is done, I am moving back to central. Central, how much does he need?
2.2.
2.2 he needs. Check करो यहाँ पे कितना है? 40,000 is there. यहाँ पे कितना है? 1.8 is there. Is it enough for state central? Is it enough for central? Yes. आपको 40 पे tax central. This also tax central. Yes or no? Yes or no? Tell me which ones do I want?
First and last.
Only the centrals I want. Yes. First one ka tax. Next one on the 40,000 I have to tax at 20%. Number is 8,000 rupees. On the 1.8 I have to tax at 30%. Number is 54,000. Total kiya to is the answer. Is the answer. See if you understood. See if you understood. Are you sure? Are you sure? Let's see if I'm correct. People, what was step 1? Which is nothing but 4.7. Step 2 was tax on 11.8. Hit. For the first 10 lakhs, it is 1,12,500. 1.8 lakhs with 30%, 54,000. 54,000 plus 1,12,500 is 166,500. Step 3 was computing tax on basic exemption limit of 2.5 lakhs plus agriculture income of 7.1 lakhs. Number 9.6. No, this is 1,04,500. Step 4 said same as above. Same as above. Yes, I leave it to you people. Would you prefer income? Would you prefer the steps? See, steps you'll have to remember. You make a mistake, you'll go wrong. Income line is easy. Income line says first go central, then go, then go. Simple enough. Yes, central, state, central, full stop. In simple words, first will go to central, last will go to central. Everything middle is state. Everything middle is state. One step which you're missing here. Add surcharge and cess. Add surcharge and cess. Question. People, you don't have to solve this, but I'm asking you this question. Imagine if I show you a PGBP of 50 lakhs. And then I'm giving you agriculture income of 1.8 crores. Total income is
50 lakhs.
total income is still 50 lakhs only. Total income is still 50 lakhs only. Yes. Now imagine Rahul did partial integration, and after partial integration, let's say the number came to, let's say 30 lakhs, for example, approximately the number came to 30 lakhs. Tell me surcharge. Why? People, if you check my actual income, it is 2.3 crores, which is liable for 25%. But if you check my total income, it is 50 lakhs, which is not liable for surcharge, because up to 50, I don't have a surcharge. Question, 25 or 0? Why? Exactly. The interpretation of the law is very simple. The rules say if the total income exceeds 50 lakhs, then I will levy surcharge. Here my total income is only 50 lakhs, but the surcharge is not applicable. This is why I gave step 1 to you. For you to understand step 1 mein what is my taxable income, for you to calculate your surcharge and cess. Are we clear? Yahan pe surcharge nahi lagega. Adding a cess on the number, you will get 31,20,000. You will get 31,20,000. Are we clear on this part? Any doubts on this? Are you sure? Yes, people. Why don't you try this example in the income line? Let's see if you're able to match the answer which I have. Direct question. Give it a shot. क्या हुआ? हाँ, 202 is DTR. People, ignore DTR मतलब go. Not sure if it is matching yours, people, but this is what my line looks like. Same for everyone. Which means this is the number I have to pay tax on. What is this? 5.6 minus 8.4. Ah, 5.6 to 8.4, no? 280. Which means I have to pay tax on 280. Rate going on is 20%. Number should become 56,000. Have I made a mistake? Correct, no? The number is 56,000. Adding a cess 50, 58 is the answer. Simple. Yes, direct answer, people. A simple one draw line will give you the answer. That is the shortcut given on the top. Yes, so you have to go from nil to basic exemption limit, allocate everything to central. Then you have to go from the basic exemption limit till the agriculture income, aggregate to state, and then whatever is left will be the one you are going to pay tax on. Will be the one you are going to pay tax on. Yes or no? Any doubts on this part? Yes, this is the income line, people. I would prefer this income line better rather than the partial integration. I don't honestly understand the partial integration. This is more sensible for me. Clear? Yes, at least you won't forget this off. There and all 3 steps, what you do, you don't know. At least here you know you have to go central, state. That's the answer, simple. No. No. like I clarified to you, agricultural income is going to be part of DTAA chapter. And in the DTAA chapter, they're only asking you for the relief part of it, which means ICI is actually okay if you just write tax on this number is this much. You don't have to show the steps also. When we go to that chapter, I'll show it to you, because if you start writing steps in that chapter, it will become way too lengthy. You have other things to do in that chapter. So there we'll simply write tax on 12 lakhs, 0, full stop. That is what we're going to write. We're not going to spend any more time. So it is enough if you do this in your exam. You don't need to show the steps. And very honestly speaking, compared to all other students who have mugged up the formula and have forgotten an exam, at least you people know how to get the answer. So to that extent, you're at least better than their positions. Ayana. Yes, so partial integration helps to that extent. Any doubts on this? Are we clear? Sure about this part? Yes, people, if I've understood this, I have 2 questions which I wanted to figure out with you. Yes, I basically want to know, should I be applying partial integration in these 3 scenarios? Scenario number 1, Rahul has a PGBP income of 10 lakh rupees. Rahul has an agriculture income of 40 lakh rupees and Rahul is a partnership firm. Tell me, do I need to apply partial integration? Why? People, the idea of partial integration was what? The idea of partial integration is whenever I created an income line, I technically moved the central income to the last place. Which means where a central income could have been taxed at 5% or 10%, it got moved to 30%. Which means partial integration is technically helping you move to the highest slab. Now, if you are a partnership firm, tell me what is your slab incomes? 30%. Which means whether you tax at 0 or you tax at 50 or you tax at 1 crore 50, it is always going to be 30% only. Upper, what is the point of doing partial integration here? The answer will still remain the correct, not correct? Yes, come on. Case number 2. Case number 2. I am coming and saying my PGBP income is 2,30,000. My agricultural income is 10 lakh rupees. Tell me, do I need to do partial integration? Why? So what? Your total income is actually 1230, no? Look at the income line carefully, you'll understand. In the income line, I need to allocate the first slab to central. In the first slab, I had 2,50,000. I have allocated 230 in that. Matlab central is technically over. If central is technically over and I bring in state right now, where will central get once again? There is nothing for central to collect in the last place, which means tax on that is anyway going to show. Partial integration does not make sense. Does not make sense. Are we clear on this part? Sure. Very good. Here is case number 3. This is something you'll have to try imaginatively. People, case number 3 is where I'm coming and saying my PGBP income is, let's say, 4,10,000. My agricultural income is, let's say, 3,40,000. And I have chosen DTR. Imagining I'm a non-resident. I don't want people questioning me, Rahul, rebate, eligible, 0 and all. Non-resident. Tell me, do I have to apply partial integration? All India now. Tell me, do I have to apply partial integration? Why?
The last of the
Meaning? I will know, I have 410. I will cross the slab. People, it's a simple yes or no question. Come on. Yes?
Yes.
Look at this. I am creating an income line going from 0 to 750. I'm going from 0 to 750. First slab is 4 lakhs. On this tax is 0. Yes. Do I have to go to the next slab? No, because 8 itself is coming within 750. Next slab is 8, but I've already come within 750. Yes or no? Yes, by rule I have to allocate central first. I have to allocate central first. 0 to 4 goes to central. Then I went and said, dear state, you take money. How much does state need? 3 point from 4 lakhs, which means 7.4 lakhs variko I will go to state. Remaining 10,000 rupees goes to central. Remaining 10,000 rupees goes to central. I will tax at the rate of number is. Give me the number. 500 then 500. Yes or no? This is what you did in partial integration. This is what you did in partial integration. People assuming agriculture income is not there. Assuming the number is only 410. Tell me the answer. Non-resident. Same 5,000. What is the point of doing? What is the point of partial integration? It is not below basic exemption. Basic exemption is 4 only. I have 410. Look at case 2 and case 3. Case 2 is 230, below 250. But here it's 410, which is above 4 lakhs. It is not that case. People, even if you didn't do partial integration, you got 500. Even if you did partial integration, you got 500. What was the point of doing partial integration then? Why did partial integration not really apply in this case? What slab? How will that affect you? If I change this PGBP to 14 lakhs, see, partial integration will give you a different answer. If I change it to 14 lakhs, the partial integration will give you a different answer. Why is this question alone not working out in partial integration? Very good. People, think about this logically. What is the intention of partial integration? The intention of partial integration is you want to allocate something to state so that central moves to the next slab. So that central moves to the next slab. Even though I allocate something to state right now, central is still remaining in the second slab only. Which means there was no point of doing partial integration because I never moved to the third slab. Hey, you and I both know first slab is exempt. Second slab, if I allocate to state, then third slab becomes for central. But if all my incomes are going to sit in the second slab itself, then what is the point of doing partial integration? Because the answer will remain the same only. Correct, not correct. Imagine if I change this conversation and I not put it as 4 lakhs, I put it as 7 lakhs. See, partial integration will get affected. Why? When I do the slab right now, it is 0 to 1050. It is 0. Hey, hello. Yes, move from 0 to 4 lakhs. This went to central. From 4 to 8 went to state. Now, the moment 4 to 8 went to state, technically, if state was not there, central would have been taxed here. But because I allocated something to state, what happened? Central got pushed to the next slab. Which means now, central is getting taxed here for 2.5 lakhs at the rate of 10%. Hey, hello. Yes or no? People, if here I would have not taken state, what would have happened? My income would have been 710. My income would have been 710. For the first 4 lakhs, I would have said tax is 0. For the next 3.1, I would have taxed at the rate of 5%. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. Sorry. People, how much is central? 3.1 then. 60,000. So what will happen here is I will take from 4 to 7.4 here. Yes, so it will go from 4 to 7.4 will go to state, which means here I will have another 60,000 going to central at the rate of 5% and 2.5 going to 2.5 3.1 चाहिए ना मेरे को. I want 3.1. No, people, from 7 I have taken away 4, 3.1 I need, so 3.1. Notice that 3.1 is getting split, 60,000 being taxed at 5%, whereas 2.5 being taxed at 10%. But on the top, what happened? The whole 3.1 went for 5%. Matlab department earned more because of partial integration. Why did this happen? You got pushed to the third slab. It's not about the next slab, it's about the third slab. Up to second slab, I don't have a problem. The problem comes when you move to the third slab. Yes or no? Yes. So if I have to give you this carefully, people, partial integration need not be applied in 3 scenarios. 1, where the slab itself does not change. Basically, you are a firm. When the central income itself is less than basic exemption, no point doing it because anyway exempt only, tax itself is 0. And third, when the partial integration does not move you to the third slab. If that does not happen, you don't have to do partial integration. Nevertheless, it doesn't help. It doesn't help. Yes or no? Yes. These are more technical things which will not be relevant for exam, but for you to understand how partial integration works. Yes, and these kind of interpretations can be made better with the income line only. It cannot be made with the formula. You will not understand these kind of things in the formula. It will just work out randomly. Yes or no? Yes. But when you understand it with an income line, you will probably now understand why things are moving around differently. Yes, which means these kind of scenarios don't require partial integration. Otherwise, if you have to do partial integration, the logic is very simple. Step number 1, draw the income line. Step number 2, allocate your slabs. Step number 3, first slab will go to central. Everything else will go to state. Then come back to, and then add surcharge and cess. And then add surcharge and cess. Keep it simple enough for you. Is there any doubts on this? Yes, this is one thing which I found out personally, people, because I thought partial integration as a formula, I myself never understood. Yes, when I was looking at the formula, it was very complicated for me itself. I tried imagining it 2-3 times. It didn't work out for me. At some stage, I was like, what on earth is income tax coming and trying to do here? That's when I tried to put it in some diagrammatic format. I got the answer. Yes, and that is the diagrammatic format which I've been sharing across with my students. I feel like this makes it a little more easier to remember. See, at the end of the day, the answer is the same, but remembering is more important, and therefore this helps you in a better fashion. Are we clear? Yes, that is what agriculture income comes back to you. So yes, my request is to please skip off this whole thing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're only focusing on this part, where this part comes and says first slab goes to central, second slab goes to state, last moves back to central. Please make sure to add surcharge and cess. Is there any doubts on this part? Are we clear? Yes. What and all did we discuss in agriculture income, people? We kept it very simple. We discussed agriculture income basically starting with the most primary condition. If you want agriculture income to be exempt, it should be a rural agricultural land, that too in. Very good. Once you have confirmed that, I will start asking agricultural income questions. There are some incomes which are not agriculture. Movie shooting, letting out of a house property, any kind of activities other than agriculture. Any dairy farming, poultry farming and all those stuff will become fully taxable. Items which are agriculture are nursery, actual agricultural activity. If you're doing agriculture to your factory, till agriculture it is agriculture. The moment you move out of the land, it is business income. Then we discussed what is called renting of your land, renting of your warehouse. All those things are taxable as agricultural income, provided used for agricultural reasons. Selling of agricultural land is also agriculture. If I want the land to be a rural agricultural land, there are some things I need to satisfy. Up to 2 kilometers, population should not cross 10,000. Up to 6 kilometers, 1 lakh. Up to 8 kilometers, 10, 1, 10. Simple. 10, 10 increase. That is what the rule is. Always measure the distance aerially and from the nearest municipality. If you want to do a partial integration for you, please notice partial integration will only happen on slab incomes. It will not happen on any person under company model or firm model, which is why I told you this is part of DTAAs. Because at CA final level, you only will get company and firm related taxation rules, which means partial integration will not affect you anyways. It will only affect you when you are an individual taxation, which happens in DTAA. If you get a partial integration question, simply draw an income line, allocate slabs. First one will go to central, everything will go to state, balance will come back to add your surcharge and cess. Please notice I do surcharge on total income, I not do it on full income. That is what the logic is. Any doubts on agricultural part? Are we clear on this? Yes, this is how your agriculture chapter comes back to you, people. Please skip the chapter, only focus on this one and the one line which I spoke about, which is A. These are the only two things which will be coming up in examination. Everything else is skipped off for this chapter. Yes, so like I already clarified to you, even though I think this is what page number 30, even though this is page number 30, by all the definitions that we have written right now, we wrote some notes, we wrote some tax rate notes which would have gone for 4 sides. Hey, excluding the illustrations, come on, don't add the illustrations. You ignore the illustrations. I think we wrote some 4 sides. Here I am giving you 2 points. Matlab we have overall written 6 sides. Yes, case laws, and I told you we will not discuss right now. We will add it to PGBP chapter. So matlab case laws are also not to be read. So by definition, I have written some tax rates, some 4 sides tax rates. I wrote 2 small subdivisions I have given you here. Matlab we only are going to read 2 points I gave you here. 4 sides, approximately 4 sides. Out of 30, we have already skipped off 26 sides. Yes, this is the pattern that we will be following in this whole class, people. By the end of the batch, I will guarantee out of 500 sides, you will only read 100 is also in stretch. We will not read 100 also. I'll probably make it 80, 90, not more than that. Yes, that is the maximum I want you to put efforts for your CA final people. Uske upar ka effort is useless. Yes, we are smarter people. We are not donkeys here. We're not going to put too much effort. CA final direct tax 80 sides we'll read, we'll clear the exam and we'll come with the exemption. Simple, straightforward. Yes, uske upar ka tension nahi chahiye apne ko. We don't want that much stress in life. Yes, so I don't want you to worry about this where someone comes and says, Rahul, CA final module, we have 4 modules, 1000 pages. You've seen CA final ka book? You get the CA final. You open direct tax, you get 4 modules. You get big 4 modules, that to that B5 sheet. Each module will be this big. 1000 pages. Yes, so 4000 pages ki ek book you will be given. They'll be like, beta, this is what you read for CA final direct tax. I will guarantee 60 marks. Because 40 marks is from past exam questions, which is not there in the book only. So for 4000 pages, you're reading 60 marks, then you have to read all the past exam questions to get another 40. Nahi hoga apne se. Nahi hoga na apne se. Yes, people, you and I are at average student level. Yes, you and I are both average students. We only read as much as we can sustain. Yes, so 80 sides maximum is the effort that you're going to put together. That is what we'll do in this full batch. Let's make it to that extent. Are we clear? Yes, good. What I will do, people, after I complete this, anyway, today's demo done. So from August, we'll be coming back and we'll be starting with the core topics of CA final, PGBPs and stuff forward. But yes, right now to help you for your inter syllabus, for your return filing syllabus, I will share across the new PDFs of salaries and HP with you. Yes, I don't think it is relevant for you because anyway it's going to be as part of new income tax 25, but just to get you the format. So I'll share across the PDFs of salaries and HP for you so that you can refer it off. Some part of salaries and HP is relevant for CA final as well. And when I say some part, I mean very, very specifically some part, basically only the format. At CA final level, they only expect you to remember the format of salaries and HP, not more than that, which means the whole chapter of salaries you mugged up in CA inter syllabus. HRA's list of anyone? List of 3 or 4?
4.
HRA's list of 3. Leave encashment is list of 4. Gratuity is list of 3. Pension is list of nothing. Pension is exempt up to 1/2 of the total pension. Nothing of the 2. Yes, it is all uncommuted, commuted. Basically, all those provisions are not there in CA final syllabus. They are all been skipped off. They are not part of CA final syllabus. It's only at CA inter level. At CA final syllabus, they will only ask you the overall format. Matlab question will come and say, beta, this person's gross salary is 10 lakhs. What is his income from salary? The only thing you need to do is give. That's all. That is the only expectation out of you at CA final level. Nothing else will be tested in exam. The only thing you need to remember is there are 2 standard deductions. 50 for old, 75 for, that's all. Yes, that is the only maximum expectation out of you because again, you and I both know salaries and HP is part of individual taxation, which is not relevant at CA final level unless you're doing DTAA questions. And in DTAA questions, they have other things to test in exam. They don't have the stupidity to test, and therefore salaries and HP is out of your scope of syllabus. You are safe to that extent. Yes, majority of CA final syllabus is logic based. There are very few chapters where you have to mug up shit like salaries and HP. Yes, you don't have to mug up those kind of nonsense at CA final level. 99% of your syllabus is logic based topics. It's only that 1% which is that exception. Everywhere you see there is an exception. That is the only part you will have to mug up with me. So let's not worry about it. Let's not mug up too many things. Let's make it logical. Let's make it logical. Simple, I will try. See, at the end of the day, it only is going to become simple if you are consistent on it. Yes, people, I can only try to make you remember it 4 more times in the class. But after the batch gets over in the month of October, if you blink on my face, then I'm blinking back at you, nothing else. Yes, it is all going to be about your efforts on consistency level, so that we will do. But yes, I did promise you one thing. To make sure that you're consistent on it, I will do marathons with you. Yes, so Rahul will shoot some marathons, we'll give you some voice notes. So that tomorrow if you forget everything off, just put your earphones out and listen to me. I probably have a good voice. Probably. Rude. Rude. People, I've come to this voice because I'm teaching you. Come on. Otherwise, I have a good voice. Sarcasm bhi dekh rahi hai. Yes. Anyway, so we'll come to that stage, people. So don't worry about it. Let DT be in my scope. Yes, let DT be in my scope. Everything else is part of your responsibility. So yes, I want everyone to complete that Excel off. If you have not done it right now, let's discuss about that Excel. For the next 6 days, I'm going to keep you on check. Yes, which means by the end of 30th, I will drop a message for you to update it off. Matlab for the next 6 days, everyone sitting at home, you're going to cover some good syllabus. Everyone else who is not sitting at home, morning has now become vacant for you. Please read your pendings. Please read your pendings. I want next 6 days, early morning, you're getting up and you're completing your important chapters, whatever is pending off. I will keep a track on it. 6 days later, I should get an update that Rahul, be at least 6 lectures are over. Every day one lecture, no people. Every day one lecture. If you message me saying Rahul भैया नहीं season चल रहा है, tight हो गया, रात को 11 बजे आए, फोड़ दूंगा मैं. I don't care. I don't care. Even if your season is going on, make sure that in office times you're sitting for 2 hours and you're watching lectures. People, you and I both know you are not going to start at 9:30 and close office at 10 o'clock only on laptop. बीच में सुट्टा break, coffee break. थोड़ा थोड़ा तो होता है ना. Yes, sit on that times and make sure, please keep on track, people. I'm just being very serious about it. I want to track on this because I want to start back in August. And when we start back in August, we'll become extremely serious about it. Yes, August, pura mahina will dedicatedly get into DT. We will not have an opportunity there. Maybe at the end of the month, I'll give you some time for your season again. Yes, but before that, the whole month is going to be solid PGBP and other chapters off, which means I'm going to do very technical sessions with you. You will need some time to revise that itself. At that stage, other subjects will start having backlogs. I don't want that to happen. So cover as much as you can right away so that you don't have the pressure that time. Are we clear on this part? Yes or no? Yes, perfect. Thank you everyone. I'll see you back in August. Have a wonderful session.